oil, it's not nail polish that they're using, you can create some insane designs. And this is functionally easier to use and cheaper to use than nail polish. So I don't understand how the nail polish industry even exists. Like, is nail polish a scam because we could all be using eyeshadow and then just like this weird matte oil? Maybe this matte oil is more expensive than I am thinking, but like nail designers and nail techs, you guys should get onto the eyeshadow game because the ability to color control and color mix and contour your own nails? Oh my gosh. I'm going to try this. I'm ordering eyeshadow today, so follow me and I'm going to experiment with how real and how easy this actually is. And even if not, just follow me for more color stuff, because we do lots of color. Eyeshadow nails? You guys weren't gonna tell me we could, you don't even need nail polish. What happens on these designs too, because after you coat, oh, look at this stuff. Oh my. Gosh, this is like a cartoon. And it works.
Get Beetlejuice to repeat anything is pretty much next to impossible.
Just listen.
Right.
See, I'm about to go upstairs.
Right.
And get and
I get
no,
laid.
listen. I'm about to go upstairs and learn how to get laid.
Right.
That's all.
That's all.
Say my name is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Say my name is. Say let me hear you say it. My name is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Say my name is Beetlejuice.
My name is Beetlejuice.
And I'm going upstairs.
I'm going upstairs to get laid.
To learn how to get laid.
To learn how to get laid.
That's all. My name is Beetlejuice.
Okay.
And I'm going upstairs to learn how to get laid.
Okay.
That's let me hear you say that.
Ready? Right
Okay.
here. Right here.
I learned how to go upstairs.
Get Beetlejuice to repeat anything is pretty much next to impossible.
Just listen.
Right.
See, I'm about to go upstairs.
Right.
And get and
I get
no,
laid.
listen. I'm about to go upstairs and learn how to get laid.
Right.
That's all.
That's all.
Say my name is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Say my name is. Say let me hear you say it. My name is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Say my name is Beetlejuice.
My name is Beetlejuice.
And I'm going upstairs.
I'm going upstairs to get laid.
To learn how to get laid.
To learn how to get laid.
That's all. My name is Beetlejuice.
Okay.
And I'm going upstairs to learn how to get laid.
Okay.
That's let me hear you say that.
Ready? Right
Okay.
Right here.
I learned how to go upstairs.
Get Beetlejuice to repeat anything is pretty much next to impossible.
Just listen.
Right.
See, I'm about to go upstairs.
Right.
And get and
I get
no,
laid.
listen. I'm about to go upstairs and learn how to get laid.
Right.
That's all.
That's all.
Say my name is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Say my name is. Say let me hear you say it. My name is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Say my name is Beetlejuice.
My name is Beetlejuice.
And I'm going upstairs.
I'm going upstairs to get laid.
To learn how to get laid.
To learn how to get laid.
That's all. My name is Beetlejuice.
Okay.
And I'm going upstairs to learn how to get laid.
Okay.
That's let me hear you say that.
Ready? Right
Okay.
Right here.
I learned how to go upstairs.
Get Beetlejuice to repeat anything is pretty much next to impossible.
Just listen.
I'm a 37-year-old man creating an Instagram account with no profile picture or personal information in an effort to connect with the people around me.
It's fun. I take pride in being ginger. It's amazing.
You're a fucking dork.
I have been no contact with my entire family for a year and a half now.
Lucky family.
You got a lot of shit on your shoulders. You got a lot of shit on your chest.
Try that again, pal.
If I have to sum up everything I've learned about life in 3 words, it's this.
Suck my balls.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but
Not me.
It might feel scary to ask for what we need without leverage.
Need you to shut the fuck up.
I'm an empath.
You're an idiot.
When a guy goes silent, it's his loudest cry.
You should give it a shot.
I want to be successful so bad, and I want to have such a great life.
Performative and gay.
You're strong. You're not weak. And so most men who are angry are depressed. And they're manifesting their depression with male anger, and their manifestation is different than women.
No shit. I'm a 37-year-old man creating an Instagram account with no profile picture or personal information in an effort to connect with the people around me.
It's fun. I take pride in being ginger. It's amazing.
You're a fucking dork.
I have been no contact with my entire family for a year and a half now.
Lucky family.
You got a lot of shit on your shoulders. You got a lot of shit on
my shit, bro. Fuck is y'all talking about? I don't give a fuck if I get food stamps or not. Since I gotta go, I'm taking all my shit and my food. Y'all ain't keeping my shit. I don't give a fuck about none of you son of bitches in here. Y'all gonna go home. Fuck with me. Man, I need my butter. I need everything. Fuck is you talking about, bro? My meat? Man, I don't give a fuck. This shit came off my link card. You my oranges and everything. Fuck is wrong with you, bro? You mad?
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all, this the pettiest shit I've ever seen. Oh my God.
Man, I don't give a fuck. If I gotta go, all my shit I bought gotta go. Fuck are you talking about, bro? Pizza bite, waffle, every fucking thing. You got me fucked up. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm born.
If you're looking to be a content creator, nothing.
This is the Göbekli Tepe Gunner. At over 11,000 years old, it's the oldest evidence of Gooning archaeologists have found. But it's not the only Gunner from Göbekli Tepe. Check out this statue. Clearly this was an ancient advanced civilization, and maybe even more advanced than our own. Seriously, do you think we could make this with modern technology? Jokes aside, these are legitimately very interesting depictions. The presence of a phallus in ancient art is often associated with fertility, and the presence of these two big cats next to the Gunner suggests this could be part of their mythology. Perhaps it's a scene about rebirth or the origin of their people. It's really just conjecture at this point, but it's very interesting. Subscribe to my YouTube channel Northo2 to learn more about ancient humans, and check out my recent video where I talk about this brutal cave art. This is the Göbekli Tepe.
Hey Jake, Happy New Year.
新年快乐。
Oh, thank you. What's your New Year's resolution?
我想要更加美国人一点。
Oh, really? How are you gonna do that?
Howdy. God bless America. Ford Mustang. Super Bowl.
What the heck?
What the hell is a kilometer?
You got the cross. I go. What do you go to church for? What do you go?
Come on, Daddy's hungry. Go poo-poo. Oh, good girl. Yeah.
Just got a package. Says it contains alcohol. Let's get this thing open and see what we got. Alright, I know what this is. You may have seen my video on this in the past. IV20. Can you see that thing?
Good evening, and welcome to another presentation. I was not supposed to be dressed like this, but my costume did not arrive, so I'm sorry, Kara. The top 3 Disney villains. To those that don't know much about this channel, about 6 months ago I found out that Kara has an irrational fear of Jafar. And we battled through that, and we're fine now, right?
Yes.
If we're not, I can start the exposure therapy again.
She's good.
Ursula.
Oh, Lord.
The Queen of the Sea. She almost took down King Triton. She's a great villain. Number 2, yours truly, Jafar. What a great menacing character. Hey, baby. The number 1 Disney villain of all time is the one, the only,
What is that?
Peter Pan.
What? Peter Pan was great.
Disney childhood told you he was great.
Oh, here we go.
But again, you're falling for the narrative of Big Corp. But tonight we're going to do some
What is wrong
independent
with you?
thinking, Priscilla.
Why do you do that foolishness?
You weren't listening. You made me scare my child. Peter Pan, a.k.a. the kidnapper. As we know, in Peter Pan, there's an island full of lost boys. How did they get there?
They followed him?
Followed, yeah. Peter Pan kidnapped child after child after child without the consent of their parents. How do we know that? Well, we only see Peter Pan bring 3 people to Neverland in the film. How does he do it? He goes into their window in the dead of night. He lures them without the consent of their parents, takes them out of London.
But how is he a kidnapper?
He took children out of their bedroom.
No, they kind of followed him. Because he was
Okay,
intriguing.
they're not of the age of consent to fly out the
He was
window.
intriguing. Wouldn't you do that at that age?
That's what I'm saying. He's a creep. First of all, this is not a boy. This is a man who never aged. He's been in Neverland for a very long time and never aged.
That is weird.
And he's luring children to an island. And what he wants out of Wendy, he wants her to mother the Lost Boys, stay forever and be their mother. He's taking children to an island
This is crazy.
without their consent. Sounds familiar.
Oh my gosh, Kyle! That is not okay.
Tell me the lie. These are actual photos. Next, I have no commentary on it. I'm just pointing out the similarities.
No, that's...
Next,
You've got to be kidding me.
James B. Hook. People say that he's the villain. Echo, turn off yard lights. I'd like to present to you my lawyer. Good evening, and welcome to another presentation.
Ese que no está con las mujeres nuas, carne hueá.
Ese el bicho.
Listen.
Este bicho como nació.
Oh no.
El que le encanta a mi hijo, Chukichi.
Que la luz.
Mi primo, ¿cómo se llama? Freddy Google.
Oh boy.
Big chicken.
They said, ask Ken, what did he mean by he can get you duct tape and butt rape.
Oh, we going back to lyrics. Here we go.
Craziest line I've ever heard in a rap song is, I was murdered, P. Diddy made me free. What is that about? What is that about? what is that
Oh, you starting off. Okay.
I was murdered.
I'm bringing your album back, your first album.
That wasn't me.
Don Q told me to ask you. Hi, Bridge Don Q, A Boogie.
Yeah.
What did you mean when you said you can hum if you want to, come if you want to? I'ma still want you.
Don Q, see that?
He told me to ask you, what did you exactly mean
I
by
didn't write that. He said you ride right past Jake and go get your ass ate. What did you mean? I mean, it don't get no clearer than that. Yeah. What did you mean by that? What was you feeling that you was writing all these lyrics?
Oh, man. I have no answer for that, man. I don't even know what song that is. I didn't write that. What you meant?
If this is what I think it is, I'm about to be the most insufferable person in your life this winter. You're not ready. I'm not ready. Is a mozzarella stick love it so much. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, I need to make mozzarella sticks for dinner. If this is what I think it is.
You work with transgender people? Does it? Where do you work at? You work at Starbucks or something? Home Depot? There's a lot of trans people working at Home Depot? I would have never guessed that. Trans people are just carrying around the lumber? Damn, she's strong. Are you shitting me? Guys, girls, or girls, guys? Who are you? You work there too? What do we got? Second shift at Home Depot here tonight? Somebody came driving by that goddamn lift. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, you guys are gonna start on the ball. Let me go ask my niece nephew if she wants to work late. All the transgender people be at Home Depot walking by the saws. Been there, done that. Did you say welcome to Alabama? Is that how it is down here? I thought this was the Bible Belt. I know this was the lose your dick, gain some titty belt. Huh, learn something new about the South every day. You work with transgender people?
When your child clowns arrive, they may not want to come out of their carrier. If shyness occurs, gently tap on the clown box. The child clown should learn quickly. The first thing a child clown will look for is food. Child clowns are not fed in their clown boxes, so expect them to arrive very hungry. Your child clown may be reluctant to perform in an amusing fashion. Our child clowns can perform up to 12 hours at a time, but they might get tired and try to rest. When your child clowns arrive, they may not want to come out of...
They arrived nearly 5 years ago. The whole world's been in disarray ever since. No one's got the slightest clue as to where they came from or why they're here. Our governments say they've tried everything they can think of to contact them. Radio waves, flashing lights, directed energy, binary transmissions, plus I'm sure 100 other methods they'll never share with us. Yet the dark cities make no answer. They simply float in place, quiet and immovable as boulders on the seashore. Some nations have resorted to more drastic measures to get their attention. North Korea even threw a nuke at the one that parked just on its side of their border with China. They may as well have thrown a rock at it for all the good that missile did. Though they claimed a mighty victory on state TV, the Dark City remained, visibly undamaged by the blast. Though they say nothing, do nothing, make no move toward aggression, their presence has a palpable effect on anyone or anything that lingers close to them for too long. To lay eyes on one is to feel a tangible bristle of unease, but to stand in their shadow is to feel the most horrible sort of dread, the kind that claws at your soul and forces you to run until, breathless, you can run no more. Entire neighborhoods and city blocks have been permanently abandoned for just this reason. Once vibrant places, overflowing with life, now silent as the grave. But beyond this unfortunate effect, this unpleasant tickling of our world's collective amygdala, they do nothing. They just exist silently, patiently, as though in anticipation of something. Anticipation. Their other, far subtler gift to us. The whole world feels it now. A cold, dragging dread for something which has yet to come. Something we do not understand. Something that has already begun to consume our minds and hearts long before it ever arrives. How can we prepare for something we do not know? How can we know something that may be unknowable? The answer is simple. We cannot. So, for now, it's just us and them, waiting waiting for whatever is yet to come.
Want to know more? Become an archive member today for as little as $2 to read or listen to The Waiting, the tale of the Dark Cities, in addition to over 50 other exclusive stories.
Is to feel a tangible bristle of unease, but to stand in their shadow is to feel the most horrible sort of dread, the kind that claws at your soul and forces you to run until, breathless, you can run no more. Entire neighborhoods and city blocks have been permanently abandoned for just this reason. Once vibrant places, overflowing with life, now silent as the grave. But beyond this unfortunate effect, this unpleasant tickling of our world's collective amygdala, they do nothing. They just exist silently, patiently, as though in anticipation of something. Anticipation. Their other, far subtler gift to us. The whole world feels it now. A cold, dragging dread for something which has yet to come. Something we do not understand. Something that has already begun to consume our minds and hearts long before it ever arrives. How can we prepare for something we do not know? How can we know something that may be unknowable? The answer is simple. We cannot.
Well, Earl. Yeah, Betty? Come wash my ass crack for me. Oh, shit, you ain't said nothing. I'll do that.
Multiple articles have stated the reason millennials can't buy homes is they're spending too much money on concert tickets, with the CEO of Blackstone agreeing that he would have never been able to purchase their 350,000 plus homes had it not been for his decision against splurging on tickets to Billy Joel's farewell tour.
When asked to elaborate, he said, "Look, we would all have loved to see Billy Joel belt out Piano Man at MSG last year, but tickets for the lower bowl were like $500 a pop. So instead, we had the financial discipline to quietly buy every two-bedroom home in the tri-state area."
He continued, not to mention the multi-million-dollar lobbying efforts. Those weren't free, you know. Sure, we didn't get to see Chris Brown's Breezy Bowl XX Stadium tour, but we were able to use that money to hire Senator Chuck Schumer's son-in-law to lobby for infrastructure investments.
At this point, the company's CTO interjected, "Obviously, I know nostalgia is all the rage with you millennials, but you know what's more nostalgic than a Blink-182 concert? Buying every multifamily house in your childhood neighborhood and raising the rent on your high school bully and his fat wife."
Multiple articles have stated the reason millennials can't buy homes is they're spending too much money on concert tickets, with the CEO of Blackstone agreeing that he would have never been able to purchase their 350,000 plus homes had it not been for his decision against splurging on tickets to Billy Joel's farewell tour.
When asked,
"Good morning, wet farters." Hashtag afraid to fart. So this is a wonderful Wednesday wet fart welcome. And that's an interesting start to the day. A wet fart. What a fucking nightmare. Has it ever happened to you that you've been woken in the...
Oh, have a look at this. Check this out. Old Road is a giant candy cane. It looks like we've got we've got Father Christmas up there. Oh, there's like a little Grinch there and all, look. So what else have we got on it? Let's have a look. So you've got a bow. We've got another Grinch. And what's that? That looks like is that oh, it is as well, look. Looks like Khan's rat soup. So have a look at that. Mr. Khan's got his own brand of soup out. So, yeah, have a look at this. So, look, getting a bit of a closer one on this one. So I'm falling over where the box used to be, yeah. Have a look at that, look. So, yeah, it's got all singe marks on it. Looks like someone's had a blowtorch on it. So, yeah, please do not get a blowtorch on this, because that would be terrible. And look, even the ULEZ has got a little hat on saying no to ULEZ. So, yeah, let's check out the back of this, because, yeah, this is the one that had the... yeah, oh, look, it's all purple, look, it's all purple. If you check in the back, look, it's all burnt, look at that, oh, look, all burnt in there. But yeah, this one's, yeah, proper glowing, and, yeah, let's go around the front and have another butcher's. But yeah, Hood Road, Stanley Road North, so yeah, bit of Avon getting...
I'm a 37-year-old man creating an Instagram account with no profile picture or personal information in an effort to connect with the people around me.
Let's hear it. It's not the critic who counts.
Shut the fuck up.
Miss Zachary had an obsession with me, and she knew it too.
Don't say that.
Yes, she did.
You gonna fuck her family up.
I don't give a fuck. Nigga, she used to write in this composition notebook every day. Every time I did something, she wrote in the composition notebook. Stare at me, write in the composition notebook. My mama worked at the school, gang. I used to wander around the school, So I used to break into people's classrooms just cause. I ain't give a fuck. Guess who door open? Miss Zachary. I go to the desk. I hit the desk, cause sometimes it be locked. I hit the desk, open up. Guess what I see? The fucking composition notebook. I said, bitch, I'm finna see what the fuck you been saying. Nigga, I open that.
Are you confessing to a robbery? Nigga, this sound like an episode of Kim Possible, nigga.
Listen, bro. I looked about 2-3 pages, it had other kids' names. Then I saw John Whitfield, John Whitfield, John Whitfield, John Whitfield, John Whitfield. And it just, she wrote every day about me, boy. I said, oh, they did love you.
Olha o gás! Não adianta ficar virando.
What's up, love? How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good? Damn, you looking good. And you brought the kids? I didn't know this was a field trip.
Field trip?
Yeah, like. So let me hold on. Let me just make this make sense. So that's why you wanted to meet me at the mall?
Come on now. Not the kids on the first date. So the stranger danger thing, that don't exist no more, huh?
Because you bring your kids, like you had this plan the whole time?
I mean, I don't see what the problem is.
Bro, this is the problem is you want me to take you out and your kids, bro. We talking about going out to eat. We talking about, you know what I'm saying, going to the movies. We talking about, you know what I'm saying, doing all kind of other stuff, and you brought your kids. Do you expect me to pay for them too?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck nah. Oh, nah. Well, fuck that.
It's not about being a real man. It's about protecting what's sacred to me, like my kid. But you know what?
An antique is just furniture that's been through menopause. Do you love treasure and dust? Do you believe you lived in Versailles in a past life? Does Home Goods just not do it for you anymore? Then you need to try antiquing. It's shop.
Hey man, I got this old PC at a yard sale. What's this gray ribbon thing? Oh, that is an IDE cable. You just opened a very cursed artifact, bud. What was it for? Well, it was for connecting hard drives, but 2 drives had to share 1 cable. Oh yeah, that sounds fine. No, it wasn't. You had to set 1 drive as the master and 1 as the slave. The what and the what? Yeah, not my favorite terminology. You had tiny jumper pins on the back of the drives. If you got it wrong, the computer would pretend the drive didn't even exist. How did you know the right setting? Well, there was a diagram on the drive in microscopic text, or you just guessed and prayed. So what do we use today? Now we use SATA cables. 1 cable to 1 drive, no jumpers, no drama. So we're free. We're free! What should I do with it? Delete it. Hey man, I got this old PC at a yard sale.
I'm at a cat parade in Tokyo. It's time for the cat dance. love cats, this parade is for you. Meow.
Man, don't snap that nigga, man.
So I have a date with an old head and he does not like it bald. So I had to go quickly to Amazon and get myself a poupée. It's a toupee for the pussy.
A poupée? A poupée? A toupee for the pussy? So they out here making pum pum wigs?
So I have a date with an old head and he does not like it bald. So I had to go quickly to Amazon and get myself a poupée. It's a toupee for the pussy.
A poupée?
They're in the dictionary.
A
They're in
poupée?
encyclopedias. They're in thesauruses.
A toupee
They're
for
in
the
education.
pussy?
Okay?
So they out here making pum pum wigs?
So I have a date with an old head and he does not like it bald. So I had to go quickly to Amazon and get myself a poupée. It's a toupee for the pussy.
Any photographer will tell you what that's called.
A poupée?
Poupée?
A toupee for the pussy?
Oh my god.
Man, I can't roll the R's, but like Kanye Asada.
I was just trying to have a.
What happens when you put a tourbillon movement from a luxury watch into a keyboard?
I'm back on my Star Trek X MASH headcanon. Trapper John would also be a Betazoid. Do I have any, like, reason for this? Not really, just his giant brown eyes. Literally every scene that Trapper John is in, I'm like, where are your pupils, man? Where are they? You see it, right? You see what I'm going for, and then he and Hawkeye can be like Betazoid buddies, and then when he leaves without a note or anything, shatters Hawkeye's heart into a million pieces. I'm back on my Star Trek X MASH.
I'm going undercover as a woman to find out what they go through every day. I discovered that women are called faggot a lot. I'm going.
You know what's funny though? When you see niggas from New York and niggas from the South interact with each other, bro, it's like, we look at y'all the same way y'all look at us. It's like, it's love because it's family, because we black people, but the same way y'all laugh at the shit we say, we be laughing at the shit y'all say
like,
too.
Y'all say, how y'all say yeah? Yo. How y'all say?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo. 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 That's how I say.
That mean that there's some extra shit to go with it. That's not yes. When a nigga say yo, yo.
Yo.
That mean whatever you saying, that mean I'm about to add a little bit of my bullshit to it.
Yo.
We finna go hit the club, yo.
And I'm always
yo.
in with you too.
Yo, I'm always in with you.
Yeah. That's y'all fat.
Today is gonna be the gonna throw back you. By now you should somehow realize what I gotta do. I believe nobody feels the way I do about you now.
Bakri Zawadi Zonza story has a fire and your heart is out. I'm sure you had it all before, but never really had a doubt. I don't believe what anybody feels the way I do about you now.
I have suffered a severe and continuous lapse in judgment. Not only does Krampus have my son, but he's ghosting all of the Cybermen meetings. Not only have I conveniently forgot about the remnants of the IRS hiding in the Yale, Wyoming mountains, I am a mess. But perhaps it is fate. Perhaps this is the path. Perhaps I can trace the eternal darkness back to the Yay Mountains. The IRS has to know something. I and the Sasquatch League will seek them out. We are going to pack so much sour diesel you won't, but we can't be stopped. We can't be stopped. We are going to finish this. The Internal Revenue Service. The eternal darkness. Victory is at hand. I believe in myself.
is the highest?
I simply dropped by to share a meal with Palma. Why are you here? Who, little old me? Why are you here? Why are you here? Who, little old me? I simply dropped by to share a meal with Palma. With Palma?
Didn't I tell you? Weiss and I have become really good friends. He visits every now and then, and I take him to lunch.
Just having lunch with my wife.
They're trying to clap your cheeks, nigga. You only want my bitch cause I'm cracking her. I done fucked her about 1 million times, why the fuck you after her? I think these niggas, they might be gay. They might be after me.
From the top to the bottom, the top I stop. At the core I forgot, in the middle of my thoughts. Taking far from my safety, pictures there. The memory won't escape me, but why should I care? From the top to the bottom, the top I stop. At the core I forgot, in the middle of my thoughts. Taking far from my safety, pictures there. The memory won't escape me, but why should I care? There's a place so dark you can't see the end. Skies cocked back, shotgun which can't defend. The rain then sends dripping, acidic questions forcefully. The power of suggestion, then with the eyes shut, looking through the rust and rotten dust. A small spot of light floods the floor and pours over the rusted world of pretend. And the eyes ease open and it's dark again. From the top to the bottom, and the top I stop. At the core I forgot, in the middle of my thoughts. Taking far from my safety, pictures there. The memory won't escape me, but why should I care? In the memory you'll find me as burning up. The darkness holding me tightly until the sun rises up. Moving all around, screaming of the ups and downs. Pollution manifested in perpetual sound. The wheels go round and the sunset creeps behind street lamps. Chain link and concrete, a little piece of paper with a picture drawn. Floats on down the street till the wind is gone.
发钱时把你忘了，你管老师要啊？你这家那能耐劲儿呢？我害怕。这是妈妈同事，你叫阿姨。你躲啥呀？叫人呢？你小时候是窝里横。
And with that, the 2025 season comes to an end. And with that, the 2025 season comes to an end.
Time to let this go. I don't know who wrote that caption, but they are a lie. I'm definitely not letting this go. This is a fan.
私はハングリーネイガーだろう。このボ
じいちゃん。牛舎見た？牛舎見た？
よくね、見る。
あ、そう。
うん。
綺麗になったからね。見てよ。
今、見てみないといけない。見たり。
うん。
牛が足らんね。牛が頭数が足らん。
うん。ちょっとこれから増やしていこうと思って。ね。もう空っぽやもんな。ここしかおらんね。
言うことないじゃん。
うん。
綺麗になった。
ありがとう。じいちゃん。
My first present, and I don't know why, but I got a Kleenex box as my first present. And then I just got my last present. Hold on. Look.
The shark keeps skipping me. She got a big bunda.
That
You thought I was feeling you? That curved me a munch.
Soy el fuego que arde tu piel.
Turtles hate the color black. Sounds crazy, right? But when they see something dark in the water, they attack because to them, black looks like danger. They mistake it for predators, like sharks or other threats. In some studies, turtles even bit black buoys, thinking they were enemies.
You know, I've always been a cat guy, but who would have thought I had so much in common with turtles?
Turtles.
It's a bit of a Soul Man, Doubtfire, Frasier. That's kind of pulling a Martin, because Martin was also based in Detroit and was a DJ.
Oh, you forget that. Oh,
This is based in Detroit.
So Martin Lawrence can do Shanae.
Yes.
But this is a white man doing a Shanae?
This is a white man doing a Shanae.
That's a Shinono.
You should have called this movie Shinono.
Really, you can categorize all moral questions into a Shanae or a Shinono.
It's a bit of a Soul Man.
Stop playing with me, man. Y'all know good and goddamn well that ain't me. Him slightly look like he could be my father a little bit, but my father been dead my whole life, and ain't nowhere in the world God would send him back to do some shit like this.
I want you and Chico. It's Chico, right, or Cheeto? Which one?
Chico, baby.
I want y'all to do. This is what I want y'all to do. If you can do this for me, I want y'all to take back everything you said. Take it back.
Send this to somebody to tell them Happy New Year's Eve. I can't wait to bring you into 2026. The tears are coming down my eyes because I just enjoy you so much.
In a comical sense, what would Lord of the Rings look like in Appalachia?
Moria? Whoo, you fear to go into those mines. The dwarves delve too greedily and too deep. You know what they woke up down there in the dark in Khazad-dûm? Shadow, flame.
In a comical sense, what would...
One more at church, just saw him to the left, behind this rock, big rock. Dropping on him. Trente guy 1. 1 HP.
Now, the speed at which he's firing a kettle is definitely sus, if it wasn't for this being a clip of Shroud. But there's a lot of players out there firing at this or even faster rates with their weapons, all because they're using a cheat. Because there's this thing in PC gaming, which also is actually a thing on console, called a macro, where you will set up a button to repeat on a regular interval at whatever speed you yourself want it to be, which was an issue I had to deal with in the World of Warcraft pro scene a while back, and now apparently it's here in Arc Raiders. So hopefully the devs will fix this. But I have a literal video comparison on the page so you can check it out for yourself.
One more at church, just saw him to the left, behind this rock, big rock. Dropping on him. Trente guy 1. 1 HP.
Now, the speed at which he's firing a kettle is definitely sus, if it wasn't
One more at church, just saw him to the left behind this rock, big rock. Dropping on him. Trente guy is one. 1 HP.
Now, the speed at which he's firing a kettle is definitely sus if it wasn't for this being a clip of Shroud. But there's a lot of players out there firing at this or even faster rates with their weapons, all because they're using a cheat. Because there's this thing in PC gaming, which also is actually a thing on console, called a macro, where you will set up a button to repeat on a regular interval at whatever speed you yourself want it to be, which was an issue I had to deal with in the World of Warcraft Pro scene a while back, and now apparently it's here in Arc Raiders. So hopefully the devs will fix this, but I have a literal video comparison on the page so you can check it out for yourself.
One more at church, just saw him to the left behind this rock, big rock. Dropping on him. Trente guy is one. 1 HP.
Now, the speed at which he's firing a kettle is definitely sus if it wasn't for this being a clip of Shroud. But there's a lot of players out there firing at this or even faster rates with their weapons, all because they're using a cheat. Because there's this thing in PC gaming, which also is actually a thing on console, called a macro, where you will set up a button to repeat on a regular interval at whatever speed you yourself want it to be, which was an issue I had to deal with in the World of Warcraft Pro scene a while back, and now apparently it's here in Arc Raiders. So hopefully the devs will fix this, but I have a literal video comparison on the page so you can check it out for yourself.
One more at church, just saw him to the left behind this rock, big rock. Dropping on him. Trente guy is one. 1 HP.
Now, the speed at which he's firing a kettle is definitely sus if it wasn't for this being a clip of Shroud. But there's a lot of players out there firing at this or even faster rates with their weapons, all because they're using a cheat. Because there's this thing in PC gaming, which also is actually a thing on console, called a for this being a clip of Shroud.
One more at church, just saw him to the left.
Come with me to pick up my emotional support animal.
The way I wanted to hate you until you got a rotisserie chicken, and then I thought maybe we're best friends, and I didn't realize it, and that's why you don't judge books by covers. Sometimes you gotta watch the whole thing and make sure.
Are you related to the lady that laughs crazy? Y'all look like twins. Could you stand up and you stand up? Tell me this ain't y'all look. Look at this. How is that not the same person? She like, she like, he got a choir in there. What's your name, Auntie? Lisa. And what's your name? What? Michelle. Michelle, what the I didn't even ask you where you from.
I'm Michelle from Oxnard. And that's on the set.
Did we just get banged on?
I'm from Oxnard. You know what it is? We're from the north. From the north, the big O, the little X.
I was out there. I did a weekend of shows. You were there? I was gonna say, I only seen one black lady the whole time I was there. And that was you. Didn't you have a man with you, an older black man? Yeah, he didn't want to do what you were saying. He like, come on, Henry, God damn. He like, I don't give a fuck this. Like, I remember this. She like, hurry up, Henry, what the Sick of your Roberta.
My name is Michelle from Oxnard.
Michelle, what do you do for a living? I know that's right. I can hear your spirit. You work with kids? Huh? The County Ventura. What do you do then? What's your job consist of?
I'm a professional chef, and here's how I would cook and eat 5 Peppa Pig characters. Peppa Pig, more like Pepper Pork. I'm crusting her whole body in a classic Central Texas salt and pepper rub.
We offered. Hey man, my PC boots
Today.
faster than yours now. Are you sure about that? Wait a second. Is that a Gen 4 NVMe? I have a SATA SSD from 2019. Holy crap, you might be right. How about a race, PC Papa? All right. fine. 3, 2, 1. Wait, what? Open Task Manager, go to the Startup tab. Okay. You see where it says Startup Impact? You have like 15 apps that are marked high. So, what does it mean? So, your NVMe isn't slow, it's loading Discord, Steam, Spotify, IQ, Wallpaper Engine, and 30 other things before you can even touch your desktop. But I need those! At boot? You need Cortana ready the second you turn on your PC? No, and disable them. Open them when you want them. Your storage drive is a Ferrari. Stop making it haul groceries before it leaves the driveway. I am so sorry, Cortana. I love you. Hey man, my PC boots faster than yours now. Are you sure about that? Wait a second. Is that a Gen 4 NVMe? I have a SATA SSD from 2019. Holy crap, you might be right. How about a race, PC Pop? All right, fine. 3, 2, 1. Wait, what? Open Task Manager, go to the Startup tab. Okay. You see where it says Startup Impact? You have like 15 apps that are marked high. So, what does it mean? So, your NVMe isn't slow, it's loading Discord, Steam, Spotify, IQ, Wallpaper Engine, and 30 other things before you can even touch your desktop. But I need those! At boot? You need Cortana ready the second you turn on your PC? No, and disable them. Open them when you want them. Your storage drive is a Ferrari. Stop making it haul groceries before it leaves the driveway. I am so sorry, Cortana. I love you. Hey man, my PC boots faster than yours now. Are you sure about that? Wait a second. Is that a Gen 4 NVMe? I have a SATA SSD from 2019. Holy crap, you might be right. How about a race, PC Pop? All right, fine. 3, 2, 1. Wait, what? Open Task Manager, go to the Startup tab. Okay. You see where it says Startup Impact? You have like 15 apps that are marked high. So, what does it mean? So, your NVMe isn't slow, it's loading Discord, Steam, Spotify, IQ, Wallpaper Engine, and 30 other things before you can even touch your desktop. But I need those! At boot? You need Cortana ready the second you turn on your PC? No, and disable them. Open them when you want them. Your storage drive is a Ferrari. Stop making it haul groceries before it leaves the driveway. I am so sorry, Cortana. I love you. Hey man, my PC boots faster than yours now. Are you sure about that? Wait a second. Is that a Gen 4 NVMe? I have a SATA SSD from 2019. Holy crap, you might be right. How about a race, PC Pop? All right, fine. 3, 2, 1. Wait, what? Open Task Manager, go to the Startup tab. Okay. You see where it says Startup Impact? You have like 15 apps that are marked high. So, what does it mean? So, your NVMe isn't slow, it's loading Discord, Steam, Spotify, IQ, Wallpaper Engine, and 30 other things before you can even touch your desktop. But I need those! At boot? You need Cortana ready the second you turn on your PC? No, and disable them. Open them when you want them. Your storage drive is a Ferrari. Stop making it haul groceries before it leaves the driveway. I am so sorry, Cortana. I love you. Hey man, my PC boots faster.
A bee landed on my soup. But this bee was different. It wasn't threatening me in any way. He was there for an experience. He kept leaning forward and pulling back, like it enjoyed being close to something without actually doing it. He was edging the soup, and I realized I do that too, with people, with decisions, with my entire life. Maybe I'm also edging the soup, not jumping in, not walking away, just staying close enough to feel something. I didn't want to interfere with nature, and then I realized I'm also nature. Two living things, finding meaning in edging. Maybe sometimes the point isn't to dive in, it's to know exactly how close you can get before you fly away. So I'm here to say, finishing isn't always the goal. Edge the soup. Today, a bee landed on my soup.
I wanted to see why Kanye West has been so quiet lately. Oh, look at him just watching TV. Not feeling flirty. Who is Gunner? Oh, I guess that's one of Heidi and Spencer kids. Okay, he approved of my decorations in the house. Love it. Kanye, see, this is how it starts. Him getting on that on Twitter. Boy, log off of X. Yeah,
And you know why I'm mad? Because it ain't fair. They ain't made them same breakthroughs in the fake coochie industry at all. You got to be a fucking psychopath to buy these toys that they sell for the boys. It ain't but 3 toys for the boys, and you got to be a sick nigga to buy one of them. The first one called a fleshlight. Clearly whoever invented this worked at Home Depot. Because this nigga put some fake coochie lips on the front of a flashlight. Like, if I can't find it, fuck it. This nigga crazy in the hole. If anybody catch you fucking a flashlight with coochie lips on it, ain't no explanation. You's a sick ass nigga, man. And then in toy number 2, the blow up doll. This hoe look like she being raped. Her hands is stuck in a I don't want to do this position. Her legs is locked down and shit. That's the bitch that don't want to buck you, cuz. Her mouth open, her eyes wide with fear. If you don't fuck that, you sick, nigga. Go to jail. And then the last one, that's my favorite. I call that the slab of ass. Because that's all it is. 2 booty cheeks and a coochie. Ain't no top on this bitch. Ain't no legs on this bitch. It's just a slab of ass. And you got to be a sick ass nigga to throw a slab of ass in the bed and get on it. And you just in here just tearing up this slab of ass. It ain't nothing in front, nothing in the back. You just free willy on this little piece of booty. Go to jail, you sick ass nigga. You's a Jeffrey dumbass nigga if you could just fuck a chopped off piece of bitch.
Some of the best breeders in the world.
Yeah, that wasn't AI. That was a real spider.
Scientific what the fuck?
Now, that specific spider was just recently discovered in 2015 Vietnam. That species of spider is part of a genus of spiders called Poultice, which have been described ever since 1843. And there are several species in this genus, all of which are really good at mimicry. Some look like leaves, some look like dead leaves, some look like parts of a stem, some look like thorns, and some look like a broken piece of stem, all of which have a dual purpose. 1, hide from predators, and 2, hide from prey so that they can ambush said prey. Now, as far as that spider that we saw, it mimics like hanging dead leaf. And the reason why we haven't described it yet is, from what I understand, we haven't seen too many of them. Either A, they're super rare, or B, they're just that good at their job that we ourselves can't find them. So if you're in Vietnam, just know, not all dead leaves are dead leaves. Yeah, that wasn't AI. That was a real spider.
Scientific what the fuck?
Now, that specific spider was just recently discovered in 2015 Vietnam. That species of spider is part of a genus of spiders called Poultice, which have been described ever since 1843. And there are several species in this genus, all of which are really good at mimicry. Some look like leaves, some look like dead leaves, some look like parts of a stem, some look like thorns, and some look like a broken piece of stem, all of which have a dual purpose. 1, hide from predators, and 2, hide from prey so that they can ambush said prey. Now, as far as that spider that we saw, it mimics like hanging dead leaf. And the reason why we haven't described it yet is, from what I understand, we haven't...
HVAC from this guy. I keep seeing these fucking things.
This is the studio of Cruise Arts Limited, the first studio. This is my fax machine here, so I can do business. Oxygen tank. I'm making the first Ken Harvey lithograph. Getting the first look here. This is the outline. This is the original picture. If you can look closely, you'll see little lines that are involved that make up the scale. Because sometimes your eyes plays tricks on you. You can draw it, but you have a head too big or an arm too big or something will be out of whack. Today I've been working on the Capitol building. And it's been a lot of work. I had two major references for the Capitol and for Ken Harvey. This is a picture here. You can see I've drawn a grid over the top of this so that I could get the scale. You'll be joining me a little bit later on. Here we are again. It's been a while. Just want to show you some of the things that I've done. I just finished doing all the whites. Did some of the eyes there. The whites and grays kind of thing. Haven't done a background. A lot of shadows involved in this one because of the light in the picture. I think it's coming along well. It's a lot more to do. I'm about midway through here. So, hang with me and we'll see this thing get done. Hello, I've done a little bit more. You notice there's some details on the socks and hands, and I don't want to have the camera in here while I'm working because it gets spray in the camera. All my little spray paint things going on. Ken is pretty much done. Now the big job is the background, and I'll see you when I get some of that done. I got most of this stuff covered here so that I could really concentrate on the Capitol and not get any excess paint on any part of it. There's a film that's laying over the whole piece. Only the Capitol dome is exposed. Here is the Capitol, which I'm working on now. So I started with a base yellow. I'm hand coloring with pencils. A lot of the pencils you see down here. I actually had to do a base coat of yellow, gray, then some red to take out the greens that come from this blue highlights in here. It's gonna look like the sun is kind of in the background, and the Capitol's gonna be lit. It comes along pretty good, and I'll talk to you a little bit later. I really worked on a lot of this city. Still have to do the top there. Been painting, putting in all the buildings. It's taken me forever. The results are coming through pretty okay. It's taking shape, just like I was thinking about it. I will see you probably tomorrow, and we'll work on it some more. Pretty much painted the back of the city.
Shit. They just have to sound out respect, you fucking asshole.
Here, you'll get it when it's done. And I did the steeple thing here. It's all frisketed, and then I put it in black, so it looks real weird now. But check out with you later. I've done various things here. Did this in more detail down here. Whew, it was a lot of work. It's all secondary to Kenny, you know. I'm almost done. I'm never satisfied though. Sky is going from blue and a bunch of other colors in there. I did the background. I'm trying to create an optical illusion. Just make it look like he's sitting in there, you know. I think it looks like he's in a spotlight or He's backlit and underlit, basically. So I may have to go back tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep on it and see if this is it. You see, it's 3:26 a.m. I get caught up sometimes. Just some hair on his arms and things. To add a little more texture, bring a little more reality in there. Clear and present danger. First time I videotape anything, me making anything. A lot of work, y'all. A lot of work. This is more of the finished version. Darkened up the sky, make it more dramatic. I added light to the helmet. Well, I think it's finished now. I'm gonna give it to Kenny like this. Thank you for being with me during this whole journey. Check y'all on the next painting. This is the studio. This is the
Of course we're gonna make you feel bad about eating meat. I'm racist. I give kids fentanyl and tell them it's candy. Ivan, what the? I'm Ivan. I piss on blind kids and tell them it's raining. What? On my free time, I help fight kids with cancer. Whoa, bro, what the? I'm Ivan, but sometimes they call me R. Kelly. Bro, what? Why? I stalk schizophrenic women, so when they seek help, nobody believes them. I'm Ivan. I sit on Pinocchio's face and tell them to lie. I'm Ivan. I like to steal park benches so the homeless got nothing to sleep on. I beat babies with the hanger before they're born. I'm deaf. Ivan, what the fuck are you? I'm Ivan. Of course we're gonna make you feel bad about eating meat. I'm racist. I give kids fentanyl and tell them it's candy. Ivan, what the? I'm Ivan. I piss on blind kids and tell them it's raining. What? On my free time, I help fight kids with cancer. Whoa, bro, what the? I'm Ivan, but sometimes they call me R. Kelly. Bro, what? Why? I stalk schizophrenic women, so when they seek help, nobody believes them. I'm Ivan. I sit on Pinocchio's face and tell them to lie. I'm Ivan. I like to steal park benches so the homeless got nothing to sleep on. I beat babies with the hanger before they're born. I'm deaf. Ivan, what the fuck are you? I'm Ivan. Of course we're gonna make you feel bad about eating meat. I'm racist. I give kids fentanyl and tell them it's candy. Ivan, what the? I'm Ivan. I piss on blind kids and tell them it's raining. What? On my free time, I help fight kids with cancer. Whoa, bro, what the? I'm Ivan, but sometimes they call me R. Kelly. Bro, what? Why? I stalk schizophrenic women, so when they seek help, nobody believes them. I'm Ivan. I sit on Pinocchio's face and tell them to lie. I'm Ivan. I like to steal park benches so the homeless got nothing to sleep on. I beat babies with the hanger before they're born. I'm deaf. Ivan, what the fuck are you? I'm Ivan. Of course we're gonna make you feel bad about eating meat. I'm racist. I give kids fentanyl and tell them it's candy. Ivan, what the? I'm Ivan. I piss on blind kids and tell them it's raining. What? On my free time, I help fight kids with cancer. Whoa, bro, what the? I'm Ivan, but sometimes they call me R. Kelly. Bro, what? Why? I stalk schizophrenic women, so when they seek help, nobody believes them. I'm Ivan. I sit on Pinocchio's face and tell them to lie. I'm Ivan. I like to steal park benches so the homeless got nothing to sleep on. I beat babies with the hanger before they're born. I'm deaf. Ivan, what the fuck are you? I'm Ivan. Of course we're gonna make you feel bad about eating meat. I'm racist. I give kids fentanyl and tell them it's candy. Ivan, what the? I'm Ivan. I piss on blind kids and tell them it's raining. What? On my free time, I help fight kids with cancer. Whoa, bro, what the? I'm Ivan, but sometimes they call me R. Kelly. Bro, what? Why? I stalk schizophrenic women, so when they seek help, nobody believes them. I'm Ivan. I sit on Pinocchio's face and tell them to lie. I'm Ivan. I like to steal park benches so the homeless got nothing to sleep on. I beat babies with the hanger before they're born. I'm deaf. Ivan, what the fuck are you? I'm Ivan. Of course we're gonna make you feel bad about eating meat. I'm racist. I give kids fentanyl and tell them it's candy. Ivan, what the? I'm Ivan. I piss on blind kids and tell them it's raining. What? On my free time, I help fight kids with cancer. Whoa, bro, what the? I'm Ivan, but sometimes they call me R. Kelly. Bro, what? Why? I stalk schizophrenic women, so when they seek help, nobody believes them. I'm Ivan. I sit on Pinocchio's face and tell them to lie. I'm Ivan. I like to steal park benches so the homeless got nothing to sleep on. I beat babies with the hanger before they're born. I'm deaf. Ivan, what the fuck are you? I'm Ivan. Of course we're gonna make you feel.
It's all a fugazi. You know what a fugazi is?
Fugazi. It's a.
Yo, you have to watch this.
All professors said that runner's high is endorphins, but Harvard's 2023 study just proved it's actually 80% endocannabinoids, your body's own THC. We've been wrong about
I'm joined by a candidate for the U.S. Senate in Michigan, Mallory McMorrow. Mallory, thanks so much for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
So I want to talk about your Senate race in Michigan, but first a little bit of the news of what we're seeing on the national stage, and that is this spinning out by the Trump administration and his DOJ to kind of distance themselves from a lot of what we're now starting to see is very much him being implicated in the Epstein files. So can I have your reaction, I guess, to the most recent news was Trump just coming out in the aftermath of Christmas when, you know, Republicans should be celebrating their hard-fought victory in the war on Christmas, came out and basically said that the DOJ should no longer release any damning information on Republicans, just release information on Democrats, embarrass them, and then wrap it all up.
Look, that's not how any of this works. When I talk to Michiganders across the state, people already feel like there are two systems of justice, one for the rich and powerful and well-connected, and one for everybody else. And this is only exacerbating that situation. And I don't want it to get lost on what we're actually talking about here. Jeffrey Epstein was a monster who systematically abused thousands of girls, of children. And we have a president of the United States now who's going out of his way to bury at least half of it, you know, bury the things that hurt my friends and put everything else out there. That's not how any of this works. And in this race, you know, I've got an opponent in Mike Rogers who lost to Alyssa Slotkin last year, who's running again, who hasn't said a word about this because he's afraid of losing Trump's support. And that is just, heartbreaking is not a strong enough word. I met one of the Epstein survivors recently who has come out publicly and shared some of her own experience to shine a light on the real people who are behind this abuse. And all of the files need to come out. Period. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. If you were a part of this scheme, you need to be held accountable for all of these girls who are now women who are trying to live their lives and who want justice.
And I think that's such a great point, the last bit, because there's this effort that you can see clearly happening at the hands of Trump, where he tries to say, okay, well, Bill Clinton was implicated. And I think in his mind, the way that it works is, okay, you put a political figure out there and everybody kind of slots themselves into their the partisan allegiances that they have. And so anybody who's a Democrat is going to immediately come to the aid of Bill Clinton, because the way my worldview works is if I'm out here, I expect everyone to just, who has an R next to their name, to blindly defer to me. And it didn't work that way, because when photos of Bill Clinton emerged, everyone's like, fuck that guy. If he did something wrong, he should be held accountable. It doesn't matter if he's left, right, or center. Everybody who's implicated or involved in Epstein's schemes should be held accountable. Should be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. And I don't think he anticipated that the reaction to that would be, okay, nobody cares about Bill Clinton. Nobody's going to there's not going to be some rally around the flag effect for Bill Clinton, just like there won't be one for you.
That's exactly right. And look, we will never get out of the division in this country if we continue to operate this way. This is not a political game. These are people's lives. This was abuse of children for years and years and years, taking advantage of girls when they were young and vulnerable. And that the only way through is forward and holding everybody accountable. And I've been glad to see Republicans in the Congress calling for the release of these files. So there is a sense of unity around what's right. The only person standing in the way of that right now is Donald Trump and people like Mike Rogers, who are just standing full stop with Donald Trump no matter what.
Something that surprised me in this previous election cycle is the fact that, in New Jersey and Virginia, we saw not just a few Republicans or Republican voters, Trump voters cross over, but some pretty staggering margins. I think it was somewhere between 7 and 12% of former Trump voters had voted for Democrats or Democrat-aligned positions like Prop 50 out where I am in California. And so has that same pattern kind of presented itself in Michigan? Are you talking to any voters out there who may have aligned themselves with Trump, with Republicans in the past, and who are seeing the extent to which they're not delivering on what they promised, and that calcified partisan allegiance is no longer as firm as it once was?
Yeah, look, I know a lot of people are waking up to the fact that 2026 is just a few days away, but I have now been campaigning for 9 months. So we've been getting all across the state in some deep red areas. And I think what's unique about Michigan is a fiercely independent state. And a lot of Michiganders consider themselves fiercely independent. You do not have to register by party here in Michigan. We have open primaries. You go in, you pick a ballot, you pick your lane, and you can vote in either one. And what Michiganders value are people who are solution oriented, who care about them, and who can put partisan ideals aside to get things done. And we've seen that, not only in this election cycle, but for years. So I am going in to hold meetings with union apprentices, for example. I told some of the union leadership that put me in the room with some younger guys. I want to talk to people who are either not voting or voting inconsistently, or maybe who did vote for Donald Trump. And what I have heard more than anything else is there is this deep sense of anger about corruption. Now, to be clear, there is a sense that both parties are the same. I hear this directly from some of these guys who say, it doesn't matter who we send to Washington. You all go and you become multimillionaires. But there is this opening because even if they voted for Trump, they are seeing right now the Epstein files. They are seeing right now tearing down the East Wing and building a ballroom while you're cutting off SNAP benefits and padding your own pockets and not actually making life more affordable, or in a state like ours, not bringing jobs that they promised to life. There was a site in Mundy Township outside of Flint that we invested $260 million in taxpayer dollars to prepare this site. It was supposed to be a SanDisk fab that was eligible for a CHIPS Act award.
Yeah.
When Donald Trump came out right in the first State of the Union and he railed against the CHIPS Act, the company pulled out. So when I'm talking to a lot of these younger guys, they say to me, that would have changed my life. That would have completely transformed my ability to stay close to home, to raise a family, to have consistent work that I wanted. And it was just ripped away from us. At the same time, Donald Trump is only looking out for Donald Trump. So there is this sense that partisan loyalty is just not a thing anymore, but that doesn't mean there's guaranteed trust in any Democrat. You need to show up, you need to listen, you need to have a sense of humility, and people want to get that you get them, not expecting it to work the other way around.
I want to talk about manufacturing for a moment, because I think there was this pretense that was put forward by Trump that, by imposing the tariffs on Liberation Day, that it would send manufacturing roaring back in the United States. Manufacturing jobs have continued to decline since Trump's taken office, decline since we've seen these Liberation Day tariffs. And so not only are we not reshoring any jobs here in the United States, but things are just getting more expensive. And so what has that been like on the ground in a state like Michigan, which, for decades and decades and decades has been a manufacturing hub in the U.S.?
Yeah, any of the potential gains were lost almost immediately. Michigan is a state that was devastated by NAFTA and the unintended consequences of really losing so many of our jobs. So there was a period in time where some of the early decisions that the Trump administration made related to tariffs did actually bring some jobs back. There were second and third shifts brought back into Lake Orion, for example. It's a GM plant where my Bolt EUV was built. Some of the SUVs and trucks are going to be brought back there. That is a good thing that we should all celebrate. But I just talked to a retail store owner in Detroit, in part of my district, who, independent guy, it's his shop, it's his life's work poured into this. And he said, the tariffs have devastated me. And I do everything I can to not pass that on to the customer, because I want to make sure I'm not pricing Detroiters out of supporting a Detroit brand. But at the end of the day, I can't lose money, and I gotta drive costs up because I am having to pay those additional costs when I bring product in. So any of the potential gains, like I said, of bringing a shift back on are lost when the price of everything else starts to skyrocket. Just again with Mike Rogers here, he was caught on a hot mic making fun of the fact that the price of coffee had gone up. He said, "Oh, price of coffee has gone up. Who cares?" I'm sorry, but this is the United States of America. And if you're telling Michiganders that they can't have a cup of coffee in the morning, what are you even doing here? You are so disconnected from what people are saying and feeling on the ground that you have no position running.
Well, you know, that's been a recurring theme that we've seen thus far. I mean, you brought up the fact that while SNAP benefits are being cut, while Medicaid is being cut, while ACA subsidies are being cut, while prices are going up for everything, you've got, you know, this administration building itself a ballroom, giving Kristi Noem $172 million worth of Gulfstream jets, retrofitting a Qatari jet to the tune of $1 billion paid for by American taxpayers. You've got the Oval Office encrusted in gold leafing. And so they're putting on, you know, they're not even trying to hide the fact that this is, you know, the second coming of a Gilded Age at the hands of Donald Trump. And frankly, the reason they're allowed to do it with no pushback is because you've got people like Mike Rogers who are perfectly content to allow it to happen. And if it was happening at the hands of Barack Obama or Joe Biden, you know, they would be the first ones running around with their hair on fire. You are right now in the midst of a primary with Haley Stevens and Abdul El-Sayed. I know that there are a lot of Democratic voters trying to figure out, you know, what they're going to do ahead of the primary in 2026. How do you differentiate yourself from your two primary opponents?
This is about nominating the person who can best meet this moment. And we've got a track record to back it up here. I helped flip control of the Michigan State Senate to Democrats for the first time in 40 years, where I now serve as Senate Majority Whip. And it's not enough just to win. You got to actually deliver for people. So on every single issue we care about, whether it's housing affordability, childcare, we created a universal pre-K program so every 4-year-old in Michigan can qualify for early childhood education that saves parents $10,000 to $15,000 every single year. We created a universal breakfast and lunch program. We addressed gun violence, reproductive rights, civil rights, voting rights. In Michigan, we have such a strong story to tell about what Michigan Democrats do, that when you elect us, we will fight for you, we will deliver for you, and we will get things done. That is such a welcome contrast to what we see happening in Washington, where there is constant gridlock, and it feels like the parties are too busy battling each other to actually focusing on delivering for people, and that when Democrats do have power, they're afraid to use it. We saw that play out with the healthcare subsidy vote to reopen the government. You told people there was one red line that you didn't want to cross, and then you crossed it. And we are now entering into a new year, and I have constituents terrified that their ACA subsidies are going away, that they are seeing their healthcare costs not only double and triple, but in some cases increase tenfold. And they're just not going to have insurance for the coming year. So that is the case that we are making to voters, that we have an opportunity here to, yes, be an establishment outsider, but with a track record. We can make Washington function more like Michigan. We can make the National Democratic Party function more like Michigan Democrats. And that is a message that's really resonating. I have jumped more than 10 points in the polls since I got into this race in April, and I'm the only candidate who's gaining. That's because we do up to a dozen events every single week, and we're getting all across the state. We're active on all of the media channels, earned media, social media, we're listening, and we're building a campaign together. And that's exactly what we need to beat somebody like Mike Rogers, who just this week went on a podcast and said that his strategy is not to reach out to all Michiganders, it's not to listen to them or find out what their problems are or how we can fix it.
If they do, if they go out of town, they do. I don't know anybody that has one. My uncle was like, we gotta change it. So he would say, she's the head of the operation, she's a ding-dong. Ding-dong. Ding-dong.
He fell every 5 seconds.
Oh, you know why, dude? I was like,
every single bush, he was like, it's like a baby gazelle running out. You can punch me in the face, you can fight. No, I'm not lying.
You think I'm only lying for a reason? You think I did that purposely just for...
You made up a whole ass Amish story, dog.
I already made up, bro, because I got a life sentence for some shit I didn't do. Real quick, can you tell me your first and last name?
First name's Adam.
Adam, last name's Hirschberger.
No, it's not.
Adam, last name's Hirschberger.
No, it's not. Last name's Hirschberger. So, you were born into an Amish community?
Yes,
Okay. Amish don't believe in social securities?
They don't get some. If they do, if they go out of town, they do. I don't know anybody that has one. My uncle was like, we gotta change it. So he would say, she's the head of the operation, she's a ding-dong. Ding-dong. Ding-dong.
He fell every 5 seconds.
Oh, you know why, dude? I was like, holy lady, dog.
Every single push, he was like,
I'm like, yo,
it's like a baby gazelle learning how to walk. You can punch me in the face. You can fight. No,
I'm not lying. You think I'm only lying for a reason? You think I did that purposely just for?
You made up a whole ass Amish story,
It's
dog.
already made up, bro, because I got a life sentence for some shit I didn't do.
Real quick, can you tell me your first and last name?
First name's Adam.
Adam, last name's Hirschberger.
No, it's not.
Adam, last name's Hirschberger.
Center. It's got wabi sabi.
This one's perfect.
But I like how mine's a little off center. It's got wabi sabi.
Check this out. I'm all black in the face. What do you think it is? It's actually charcoal.
Only in the face? You say? Pause. Respectfully, of course. Sensational.
Check this out. I'm all black in the face. What do you think it is? It's actually charcoal.
Only?
Nope, this is not a vape. This is the Ounce Pistol by Third Bay LLC, and I've been waiting 3 years for permission to purchase this. It's a 10+1, so an 11-shot 22 long rifle pistol, and it is so tiny. It's got a very cool internal magazine on the top that is not spring-loaded, so the rounds kind of just sit in the top of this, and it's like a watchmaker designed a gun. It is so very cool. Oh, and it ejects out of the bottom, which is so cool. This is so sweet. I'm going to make sure it's clear, which it is. And the barrel, if you didn't notice, protrudes inwards for the recoil impulse. Protrudes inwards for the recoil impulse. It is so very cool. I am so excited to make a video on this.
All this area they will not clean, but he's gonna get me for sidewalk chalk. Criminal mischief. So.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop. At this moment, sir, if you don't stop, I'm going to detain you. I'll let you know what I'm going to do.
Guys, he's telling me he's gonna detain me.
I will detain you.
Can you show me where this is illegal?
Right now, I'm asking you, I'm giving you a lawful order, sir. I'm asking you to stop or I'm going to put your handcuffs and detain you. Do you understand?
For what?
Sir, go ahead and stand up for me. Since you can't listen, I'm detaining you right now.
Guys, I'm getting arrested right now.
Give me your arm. Give me your arm. Relax. Relax. Right now, I'm detaining you. Since you can't listen to my lawful order, I'm detaining you.
Y'all gonna pick up any of this trash, or y'all mostly just harass people? So fucking angry. Via Transit Police Officer Gomez lost my wallet whenever he wrongfully arrested me. Just recently, in Leon Valley, a San Antonio police officer, RJ Ronhill, badge number 1072, harassed me, and he cursed at me out there over sidewalk chalk. He told me to pass.
Listen,
It
I'm
has to
gonna
be
ID you and
indelible.
put you in cuffs, take you in. Now you either get your shit and go, or we fucking go to jail for it and let them figure it out in the courts. I'm not gonna sit here and explain the law to you. It's that simple. I'm talking to you nicely. You gotta go, man. Just pick it up somewhere else, draw somewhere else.
In that amount of time, I've already had 3 police approach me.
So I got a hold of the caller. Apparently he's with graffiti abatement, and so he was calling us to see if what you were doing was okay. So we're letting him know that as long as there's nothing obscene going on the sidewalk, and it's washable, and that you're not blocking the sidewalk. Okay with it.
It's chalk.
Okay, is that arrestable offense?
But I'm gonna read the statute again. I wanna give him a break.
In order for Class B, it has to be indelible, meaning non-erasable. So chalk is
I don't know, with the water it's not washing off, so it's gonna take a little time.
But chalk, just be careful, because chalk is not considered a permanent marking.
When you're making contact, if someone told us that you were spray painting out here, us we're just doing chalk art, man. We're not gonna mess with you, bro. You're good to go, man.
How's it going?
Resources. Earlier today, the city provided this statement. Quote, the city's graffiti ordinance is an appropriate measure to protect public and private property from defacement in certain contexts. In this case, a citation was issued and will be addressed through the adjudication process.
All this area they will not clean, but he's gonna get me for sidewalk chalk. Criminal mischief. So,
Sir, I'm asking you to stop. At this moment, just stop. Sir, if you don't stop, I'm going to detain you. I'll let you know when I want to leave.
guys, he's telling me he's gonna detain me. Can you show me where this is illegal?
Right now, I'm asking you, I'm giving you a lawful order, sir. I'm asking you to stop or I'm going to put you in handcuffs and detain you. You understand?
For what?
Sir, go ahead and stand up for me. If you can't listen, I'm detaining you right now.
Guys, I'm getting arrested right now.
Give me your
That's
right
it.
now, I'm detaining you. If you
That's
can't listen
it.
to my lawful order, I'm detaining you. I gotta take you out of the right there, sir.
Y'all gonna pick up any of this trash, or y'all mostly just harass people? So fucking angry.
Understand.
Via Transit Police Officer Gomez lost my wallet whenever he wrongfully arrested me.
Not to do something.
Just recently, in Leon Valley, a San Antonio police officer, RJ Ron Hill, badge number 1072, harassed me, and he cursed at me out there over sidewalk chalk. He told me to pass.
Listen,
It
I'm
has to
gonna
be
ID you and
indelible.
put you in cuffs. Take you in. Now you either get your shit and go, or we fucking go to jail for it and let them figure it out at the courts. I'm not gonna sit here and explain the law to you. It's that simple. I'm talking to you nicely. You gotta go, man. Just pick it up somewhere else, draw somewhere else.
In that amount of time, I've already had 3 police approach me.
You know what happens? You end up on the brain.
So I got a hold of the caller. Apparently he's with graffiti abatement, and so he was calling us to see if what you were doing was okay. So we're letting him know that as long as there's nothing seen going on the sidewalk, and it's washing, and that you're not blocking the sidewalk.
It's chalk.
Okay, is that arrestable offense?
But I'm gonna read the statute again. I want to give him a break.
In order for Class B, it has to be indelible, meaning non-erasable. So
I don't know, with the water is not washing off, so it's gonna take a little time.
But chalk, just be careful, because chalk is not considered a permanent marking.
When you're making contact, if someone told us that you were spray painting out here, obviously just doing chalk art, man. We're not gonna mess with you, but you're good to go, man.
How's it going?
Resources. Earlier today, the city provided this statement. Quote, the city's graffiti ordinance is an appropriate measure to protect public and private property from defacement in certain contexts. In this case, a citation was issued and will be addressed through the adjudication process.
All this area they will not clean, but he's gonna get me for sidewalk chalk. Criminal mischief. So.
This guy, sir, I'm asking you. Is all cops fucking with him.
What's up, beautiful people?
I understand that, but there is a city ordinance against it. So
Okay, sure. What
City ordinance
What's the ordinance
is
then?
not
I'm getting there,
law.
so I'll get it to you, okay?
Okay.
City ordinances
Paint
are
sticker or
not
graffiti sticker
law.
shall mean anything, any advice
They're
containing
not.
solid or
They're
paint
not.
or chalk.
It's an
Yeah, that's a
not
sidewalk chalk marker, which can actually stain the concrete. But
Look.
sidewalk chalk, like
Chalk.
children use,
Okay.
isn't illegal here.
Okay, I understand that. You can argue this with the judge if we.
I will,
We don't.
sure.
We don't want to issue a ticket.
yeah,
And
because
I know,
it's-
I know that there's if there's going to be an event, I need to get with somebody here right now.
This
But
is public property, is it not?
Yes, it is public
Okay.
property.
San Antonio Police, how can I help you?
Hi, sir. My name is Israel. I have a gentleman at a civic park on the stage. He's drawing on the ground with chalk. I told him he's not allowed to, but he's still drawing. So.
And your name?
Israel, like the country.
Is he black, white, or Hispanic?
Did I what?
Is he black, white, or Hispanic?
He's white.
Okay, and you've already told him you can't be doing that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
notified him.
All right, we'll get somebody over there. I appreciate you calling. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
Somebody called it in.
And that
We have
person
to
should
do.
get in trouble and be told, don't fucking waste our time over sidewalk chalk. Like,
I'm just letting you know, as of right now, there's an ordinance and you're good to go to continue.
like, why dress up for this? Why, there's no response from any of y'all, like from stuff in the city, from stuff outside of the city. The security guard over here, last time I created in front of the place across the street over there, he came out there telling me I couldn't do it. Like, there's so many people that tell me I can't do this, even after I've won a settlement. I had to go to court this morning. I was in a suit this morning, but then I was like, what's the point of showing up at City Hall in a suit? No one's gonna listen anyway. Like, this is more just like a good thing for Instagram and TikTok and for us to like get out there and, yeah, we're activists. But does it really do anything whenever we do it this way? Like, what are we supposed to do? What's a way for us to speak to y'all where y'all will hear us? How many officer-involved shootings have we had? How many people die over stuff that they didn't need to die for? The police harassed me over sidewalk chalk. Luckily, like, I've been able to keep my cool around them. Do you know how stressful it is to someone to come up with you, come up to you, they have a gun, they have a taser, they have a billy club, they have body armor, and they're telling you, you can't sidewalk chalk here.
I understand that, but
All this area, they will not.
Seasoning aisle. I'm gonna go get the meat. Okay.
Copy. Wipe to 99 over, wipe to 99. You copy, do you copy?
I copy over.
I was just checking in to see which creamers you would like. I have two options here. I got two options. Which one would you want?
White chocolate over.
Copy. White chocolate, over and out. In case y'all never seen this before, these are actually video walkie-talkies that allow your kids to like FaceTime and stuff, but I'm an adult and me and my wife use this all the time. We're literally using right now while we're shopping. She's doing one aisle, I'm on the
Seasoning aisle.
This is for sure my new favorite home in Los Angeles. I'm
Celulares atentos.
How old you were when you had your house key? Man, nigga, let me tell you something about house keys. House key was... You see, I still wear my house key around my neck. Nigga, let me tell you something about Wanda B.
You know, they said I couldn't be a shark. I could never have been a shark.
Y'all, we just lost another legend. So I'm gonna do this for him for about as long as I can.
We get high. Oh, you already know we gonna get. Someday you will find me. Company's the landslide. What's up with niggas trying to fuck? And I yelled out, nigga. Family.
Okay, so
Have you looked at the bald subreddit?
Really? It's a high T subreddit.
It's sort of guys jazzing each other up a little bit. There is funny things in it. I actually had a couple. This is ago. My friend is so terrified of balding, he started microdosing estrogen. One of my friends recently told me he was microdosing estrogen for the sake of saving his hair. I told him that might turn him looking feminine, but he argued he's already too masculine looking for the estrogen to do any significant change. So there's dudes that are taking, basically gender transitioning.
To keep their hair? Microdosing a gender transition.
They're microdosing gender transition.
I mean, you could argue the greatest star in the world is a bald man.
Ron Jeremy?
Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins is, you could argue.
Is he on your Mount Rushmore?
For guys? Yeah, I think so.
You have a guy?
We had one on. We had Manuel Ferreira on.
Yeah, Manuel Ferreira on. Pretty crazy stories. That
Good,
guy,
the coolest
He
dude.
talked about going to a club and seeing a guy suck his own.
Yeah,
that is cool.
Yeah, no, Manuel Ferreira, like legend. The other one is Rocco Siffredi.
Well, that's a big part of the subreddit is dudes being like, I'm hanging on, and then there's other dudes that are in the bald subreddit being like, boys, let it fly.
Yeah, let it
And then they have another thing they called BBC, which is bald by choice, aka black. Also
it is
black. Yeah. No,
Black
but there,
dudes can do the bald.
there's not a lot of white guys that go bald by choice.
No way.
Definitely never met one.
Nah, no.
Have you looked at the bald subreddit?
Really?
It's a high T subreddit.
It's sort of guys jazzing each other up a little bit. There is funny things in it. I actually had a couple. This is ago. My friend is so terrified of balding, he started microdosing estrogen. One of my friends recently told me he was microdosing estrogen for the sake of saving his hair.
Girl on TikTok, and she's like, my secret talent is queefing. And it's like, bruh, you stole your talent from me.
How many rings you got? 3. That's nice. What year?
We went back to back 97, 98, and then I went to the Ravens, and then we won 2000.
That's how long it's been?
I've been retired coming on over 20 years, 2 decades.
Martin Luther King was at your game? Martin Luther
Actually
King
died a couple of months before. He was assassinated a couple of months before I was born.
Frederick Douglass was at the game and all that. Who you was playing with back then? You had a leather helmet on?
That's Cole Shannon to get $50 in line.
Yo, so I asked this guy to 69. Tell me why he got on top of me.
Sound like that's what you asked for to me. At the end of the day, Buddy really in the future with it. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably done been there before. He said, nah, baby, I'm getting on top. Probably shocked the shit out you. But am I mad at him? No. Sure ain't. Because he knew better. Because if you on the bottom, because most times niggas be the 9. He could have just been showing you love. Like, nah, baby. We gonna do this 6'9". I'm gonna be the 6. You gonna be the 9. Because you ain't no 6 to me. You a 9. He was really showing you love. He a wild nigga for getting on top, though. That's crazy. But he probably figured, because a lot of times you enjoying a little head, now you just look like you got a thermometer in your mouth. Nah, you gotta do something with it. Now, because if he on top, if he the 6 and you the 9, you better do something with it. Fuck around now, you can't breathe. You just down there breathing through your nose doing nothing. So you gotta figure it out. I feel like Buddy living in the future. And this is something I can see take hold. It's really y'all fault. This is what equality look like. Everybody can do everything, right? What's the issue? But they say, all right, bet. We 69 and bet. I'm the 6. Let's get to it. At the end of the day, we all multiples of 3 on my life.
Yo, so I asked this guy to 60.
And the key thing about cooking collard greens, once you create a good base and got that tasting good, them collard greens ain't gonna do nothing but soak that shit up. Soak it smooth up. Let's go. Cause I thought I heard somebody outside trying to sneak in again, but we ain't gonna be scared. We want them to come in here just to teach them a lesson. Cause I teach them a lesson, I teach you a lesson. You stir that up. While that's stirring, you wanna get a little salt, pepper, and a little bit of steak seasoning. Dump that in there, stir that good, let that simmer. Get in there deep too. As long as these turkey necks stay wet and this spoon stay deep, you can't go wrong with that, I'm telling you.
Cooking with Diggum in the Dojo will return after. The fuck you mean warning?
Take extreme care. We got the wrong one.
We're gonna test out all the rest of the stream setups. So I know that everybody likes this stream setup, but this is one of like 5. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the sim room. We got 2 drip simulators, 2 circuit racing simulators, and 1 flight simulator down there at the end. So this is the VR room. The computer I play on is right here. You step down here, it's VR. We got sensors in the roof. This is the workshop. It was just a utility room, but I'm like, why not put 3D printers in there? This is the club. As you can see, I took a lot of inspiration from Tron. Hold on, watch this.
I mean, shit, my computer was at least $4 grand.
Fire. This is another one of my stream rooms. We do a lot of karaoke in here. This is also where I test out my dubstep. These lights I got from Temu. Hit the strobe, there's a strobe button. Hit the strobe button, you gotta hold it though. Gang The Temu lights go crazy. We're gonna test out all the rest of the stream setups. So I know that everybody likes this stream
It should be examined to make sure
setup, but this is one of like
that all the nipples are okay.
Sometimes a bitch will come earlier. Sometimes if
Jealous of the fees, like why you always on the phone for? Feel like my back, then he put me to strangers.
Most people don't even know that cigarettes contain Civet Cat Absolute. Do you know what Civet Cat Absolute is? It's cat booty juice. It's cat booty juice. Because the civet cat is a cat. It's an animal. And they go in the rectum of the cat to get the absolute out to put it in cigarettes so ignorant human beings can smoke it. So you got human beings walking around here smoking cat booty juice. Walking around here like they're Puff, the magic dragon. That's why I call people who smoke dragons. That stuff is toxic. Most people don't even know that cigarettes contain Civet Cat Absolute. Do you know what Civet Cat Absolute is? It's cat booty juice. It's cat booty juice. Because the civet cat is a cat. It's an animal. And they go in the rectum of the cat to get the absolute out to put it in cigarettes so ignorant human beings can smoke it. So you got human beings walking around here smoking cat booty juice. Walking around here like they're Puff, the magic dragon. That's why I call people who smoke dragons. That's
Out in the streets, they call it murder.
Fucking what perfume is made out of, you know,
Gotcha. Look at the fucking panic on your face. You're like, oh shit, where's...
It's like the truffle of the fucking sea if you ever find one of those. Yeah, hell yeah, I'll be Department of Labor, inspector, investigator, hell fucking yeah. I'll rip fucking companies a new one. Give me some bullshit.
Okay, I was thinking about it a little while ago, but I don't like the way you're talking to me. Okay, I know I said we finished dead, but I'm not finished dead.
Today's gonna be. I am no pervert. When I die, I want to go straight to hell. What did he say? If you're not Caucasian, then leave. Mark Henry, I'm sorry, I don't make the rules around here, okay? I thought I was in Texas. Hell, I'm not in Texas. I'm in Afghanistan. Hey, boys, check it out. There's a member of the Taliban. You may not realize this, but you're an African American. In a few seconds from now, I'm gonna put my hands on you, choking the life right out of you. And then, after you're dead, then I'm gonna fire you. You do want to be employed, don't you? I am no pervert.
People, come on, Tina, get in here. And since it's built like a mattress in the shape of a chair, and you can get 2 people in there, well, Netflix and chill just got upgraded in the living room. Also, if you want to yoga or push-ups,
of the sea, back to the block, Snoop Doggy Dogg, funky, yeah, the dot went solo on their ass, but it's still the same. Long Beach is the spot where I serve my cane. Follow me, but don't lose your grip. 9 trizzies, the years there for me to fuck up shit. So I ain't holding nothing back, and motherfucker, I got 5 on the 20 sack. It's like that, and as a matter of fact, cause I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back.
yeah, so keep out the manuscript. You see that it's a must we drop gangsta.
What's my motherfucking name?
I went to a zero human interaction ramen shop in Japan, an introvert's dream.
Oh my goodness, I found it. Okay. Okay, and I put this in here. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I am excited. I did not have to talk to one person in that building. That was amazing.
I went to a zero human interaction ramen shop in Japan.
What's up, guys? It's day 17 of veg for the new plants in the system here. And if you're new to this system, this is our indoor ecosystem where we have fish and turtles, and there's some food for Cooter and Scooter and Pooter. We've got a couple of slider Cooter turtles and goldfish, and we've also got the terrestrial side over here where we have Digger, which he is dug in. And we have one pump system, which the pump is over here, pumps up water out of the pond up into the waterfall area, which the water then goes down through the creek system. And as it flows through the creek system, it is watering the edges of our, or the water is wicking up the edge of the creek into our soil beds where our plants are taking root. If you'd like to know more about the system and how it was built, you can go back in my timeline there, and you'd have to go way back to like day 300 and some, 320, 317 is when we first started, when we finished the build and we started the water cycle. So it's been almost a year now.
But if you like to...
Интересная такая игрушечка у меня есть здесь. Работает от батареек. Заливаем внутрь водичку, включаем, ставим.
The difference between a YN and an OG is...
Wasn't your husband recently? This is the world's largest cheese competition, and I was a judge. I'm Madeline, a professional cheesemonger, and this is the World Cheese Awards. Every year, a new city is descended upon by thousands of different cheeses and a panel of judges from around the world. With this year's competition being in Bern, Switzerland, with over 5,000 cheeses entered and 265 judges, scored the cheeses from bronze, silver, gold, and super gold. The judges are sectioned off into groups of about 3 people, where we judged a table of a little under 50 cheeses. This is a blind mixed category judging, so we judge all different styles of cheeses and have very little knowledge of what they are. When you step into the arena, nothing can prepare you for what you are about to see. It is just a sea of thousands of cheeses. The aroma that filled the room was insane. Us judges had about 3 hours to judge the cheeses on our table. We are able to award as many bronze, silver, and golds that we deem fit. But we can only give out 1 super gold, which a super gold means it's the best cheese on the table. Ours was a braided smoked cheese from Serbia. It was salty and had an irresistible chewy texture with a lovely campfire smoke that kept us coming back for more. All of the super golds are then given to a panel of 14 experts, where they decide the top 14 out of the over 100 super golds that were awarded this year, but only 1 can be best overall. And this year, an 18-month AOP Gruyere won. Judging at the World Cheese Awards is an experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. Trying all the different cheeses was incredible, but for me, meeting people from all over the world with the same love and passion as mine, even though we come from different backgrounds and a wide range of ages, is one of the most important things. That I think I took away from this experience. This is the world's largest cheese competition, and I was a judge. I'm Madeline, a professional cheesemonger, and this is the World Cheese Awards. Every year, a new city is descended upon by thousands of different cheeses and a panel of judges from around the world. With this year's competition being in Bern, Switzerland, with over 5,000 cheeses entered and 265 judges, scored the cheeses from bronze, silver, gold, and super gold. The judges are sectioned off into groups of about 3 people, where we judged a table of a little under 50 cheeses. This is a blind mixed category judging, so we judge all different styles of cheeses and have very little knowledge of what they are. When you step into the arena, nothing can prepare you for what you are about to see. It is just a sea of thousands of cheeses. The aroma that filled the room was insane. Us judges had about 3 hours to judge the cheeses on our table. We are able to award as many bronze, silver, and golds that we deem fit. But we can only give out 1 super gold, which a super gold means it's the best cheese on the table. Ours was a braided smoked cheese from Serbia. It was salty and had an irresistible chewy texture with a lovely campfire smoke that kept us coming back for more. All of the super golds are then given to a panel of 14 experts, where they decide the top 14 out of the over 100 super golds that were awarded this year, but only 1 can be best overall. And this year, an 18-month AOP Gruyere won. Judging at the World Cheese Awards is an experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. Trying all the different cheeses was incredible, but for me, meeting people from all over the world with the same love and passion as mine, even though we come from different backgrounds and a wide range of ages, is one of the most important things that I think I took away from this experience. This is the world's largest cheese competition, and I was a judge. I'm Madeline, a professional cheesemonger, and this is the World Cheese Awards. Every year, a new city is descended upon by thousands of different cheeses and a panel of judges from around the world. With this year's competition being in Bern, Switzerland, with over 5,000 cheeses entered and 265 judges, scored the cheeses from bronze, silver, gold, and super gold. The judges are sectioned off into groups of about 3 people, where we judged a table of a little under 50 cheeses. This is a blind mixed category judging, so we judge all different styles of cheeses and have very little knowledge of what they are. When you step into the arena, nothing could prepare you for what you are about to see. It is just a sea of thousands of cheeses. The aroma that filled the room was insane. Us judges had about 3 hours to judge the cheeses on our table. We are able to award as many bronze, silver, and golds that we deem fit. But we can only give out one super gold, which a super gold means it's the best cheese on the table. Ours was a braided smoked cheese from Serbia. It was salty and had an irresistible chewy texture with a lovely campfire smoke that kept us coming back for more. All of the super golds are then given to a panel of 14 experts, where they decide the top 14 out of the over 100 super golds that were awarded this year, but only one can be best overall. And this year, an 18-month AOP Gruyere won. Judging at the World Cheese Awards is an experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. Trying all the different cheeses was incredible, but for me, meeting people from all over the world with the same love and passion as mine, even though we come from different backgrounds and a wide range of ages, is one of the most important things that I think I took away from this experience. This is the world's largest cheese competition, and I was a judge. I'm Madeline, a professional cheesemonger, and this is the World Cheese Awards. Every year, a new city is descended upon by thousands of different cheeses and a panel of judges from around the world. With this year's competition being in Bern, Switzerland, with over 5,000 cheeses entered and 265 judges scored the cheeses from bronze, silver, gold, and super gold. The judges are sectioned off into groups of about 3 people, where we judged a table of a little under 50 cheeses. This is a blind mixed category judging, so we judge all different styles of cheeses and have very little knowledge of what they are. When you step into the arena, nothing could prepare you for what you are about to see. It is just a sea of thousands of cheeses. The aroma that filled the room was insane. Us judges had about 3 hours to judge the cheeses on our table. We are able to award as many bronze, silver, and golds that we deem fit. But we can only give out one super gold, which a super gold means it's the best cheese on the table. Ours was a braided smoked cheese from Serbia. It was salty and had an irresistible chewy texture with a lovely campfire smoke that kept us coming back for more. All of the super golds are then given to a panel of 14 experts, where they decide the top 14 out of the over 100 super golds that were awarded this year, but only one can be best overall. And this year, an 18-month AOP Gruyere won. Judging at the World Cheese Awards is an experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. Trying all the different cheeses was incredible, but for me, meeting people from all over the world with the same love and passion as mine, even though we come from different backgrounds and a wide range of ages, is one of the most important things that I think I took away from this experience. This is the world's largest cheese competition, and I was a judge. I'm Madeline, a professional cheesemonger, and this is the World Cheese Awards. Every year, a new city is descended upon by thousands of different cheeses and a panel of judges from around the world. With this year's competition being in Bern, Switzerland, with over 5,000 cheeses entered and 265 judges scored the cheeses from bronze, silver, gold, and super gold. The judges are sectioned off into groups of about 3 people, where we judged a table of a little under 50 cheeses. This is a blind mixed category judging, so we judge all different styles of cheeses and have very little knowledge of what they are. When you step into the arena, nothing could prepare you for what you are about to see. It is just a sea of thousands of cheeses. The aroma that filled the room was insane. Us judges had about 3 hours to judge the cheeses on our table. We are able to award as many bronze, silver, and golds that we deem fit. But we can only give out one super gold, which a super gold means it's the best cheese on the table. Ours was a braided smoked cheese from Serbia. It was salty and had an irresistible chewy texture with a lovely campfire smoke that kept us coming back for more. All of the super golds are then given to a panel of 14 experts, where they decide the top 14 out of the over 100 super golds that were awarded this year, but only one can be best overall. And this year, an 18-month AOP Gruyere won. Judging at the World Cheese Awards is an experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. Trying all the different cheeses was incredible, but for me, meeting people from all over the world with the same love and passion as mine, even though we come from different backgrounds and a wide range of ages, is one of the most important things that I think I took away from this experience. This is the world's largest cheese competition, and I was a judge. I'm Madeline, a professional cheesemonger, and this is the World Cheese Awards. Every year, a new city is descended upon by thousands of different cheeses and a panel of judges from around the world. With this year's competition being in Bern, Switzerland, with over 5,000 cheeses entered and 265 judges, scored the cheeses from bronze, silver, gold, and super gold. The judges are sectioned off into groups of about 3 people, where we judged a table of a little under 50 cheeses. This is a blind mixed category judging, so we judge all different styles of cheeses and have...
So you're a collector.
So who was it for?
It was for her. Her, like, friend put it in there. But then she was like, well, she didn't even tell me that it was in there until like a couple of days later anyway.
Yeah.
I said, listen, I tell people all the time, don't leave stuff in the mailboxes. Like, you know, that, you know, doesn't have a stamp on it. I could have went into the whole thing with like, hey, it would have been taken regardless. It's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know, anything that touches the mailbox has to have a stamp, has to have been paid for. Otherwise, that's, you know, federal. So,
yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. And the thing was, is that it was labeled to Amy. But, like, I was talking to Patrick about it and stuff, and Patrick's like, yeah, but half of Curtis calls you Amy because of, you know, the one guy forgot what your name was and started calling you Amy. And I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, I can't tell you how many times, you know, I've been called something. I had one person put down Abigail. That's never a fucking name that I've given you.
No. Well, fucking Abby sounds like a nickname, you know, for that's it.
I get that it's a nickname, but if I tell you my name is Abby, that's my name.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I get that it's short for Abigail. I get that. But, however, that's not the name that I presented to you. You know?
Yeah, no, I get it.
You don't get to have the authority to call me by what you think my real name is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that authority. So. And you're real fucking stupid because it's not my name.
Well, people like to assume, you know.
Well, guess what assume means? Makes an ass out of you and me.
Yep.
Either way, I got 2 more tips today.
Nice.
Yeah. So. All right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to waste time now.
Yeah. Yeah. Did we decide on dinner?
Yeah, I thought we were doing chicken patties.
Oh yeah. All right. So get sauce and not hot. I threw away the hot, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. too white and that was way too dangerous. That I had to go to sleep with a fucking tum in my cheek. I had to cheek a tum just in case. I think I ate one and I cheeked the second one.
Hi, yeah.
What is this? Is this part of that box thing that was supposed to be for the TV? Okay, well, I'll hook it up in a second. All right, I'm on the phone with Mommy.
Hi, yeah.
What? Here. But don't lose it. Don't lose the parts. I mean, if you lose anything, it's not going to work, Aunt. So, why'd you take that? Stop taking it apart. Aunt, put it back. Don't you listen? Hello? Come on, Anthony. Don't. You don't know what to do. You're shoving plugs into things you don't know what to do. So, Daddy just told you, give him a few minutes. I'm on the phone with Mommy. You can't just go and do this stuff all the time, man. You could break it. Did you lose any parts of this? Is there a game cartridge that goes in here or something? Where's all the pieces? Find the pieces first, and I'll hook it up to the TV, but you have to be patient.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll be home soon.
Okay.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I don't understand. Why you just can't listen? Do you speak Chinese?
No.
Do you speak Chinese or do you speak English?
I speak
So you okay? So you understand? You understand what I say, right? So let's hook this up to the TV now that you couldn't read. Yeah, I don't even know what this is. Is this all the pieces? Yeah, and they're in English. How tiny this HDMI one? How are we gonna get long? Yeah. Don't mess around with it. I don't know what it is. You're gonna break it. I mean, make the face again, Aunt, and I'll throw all this away. I'll call Santa. He'll take it right back. All right? It's like 1,000 things with you all the time. Every 5 minutes, I gotta do something.
The judges are sectioned off into groups of about 3 people.
Let's see.
So we judge all different styles of cheeses and have very little knowledge of what they are. When you cheeses, the aroma that filled the room was insane. Us judges had about 3 hours to judge the cheeses on our table. We are able to award as many bronze, silver, and golds that we deem fit. But we can only give out 1 super gold, which a super gold means it's the best cheese on the table. Ours was a braided smoked cheese from Serbia.
I'm like, what the hell? That confused the hell out of me. Can people hear me? Like, hello? Is my noise gate still on? I feel like I've been talking all fucking day. Or is my mic not up high enough? Like, what the hell's going on here? Do 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 do. You heard that. Do 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 do. No, just his mic is horrible. Fucking mic. Fucking horrible mic. Boop, 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 boop. You heard that. No, just mic is horrible. Why do I gotta talk all the way into it? All right, Aunt, stop. You're just not gonna snipe everything like this. It's probably broken because you spit in it. Don't touch. Get away.
I'm not touching.
No, just you being over there grants you access. All right? No, you have your own computer. There's no reason to touch mine. Your computer does have a microphone and a camera. So I don't want to hear it.
What are you making?
What? What am I making?
What?
I was actually making here. I was using AI. I was making. What? This? Oh, that's just on Instagram. That's just on Instagram. Look. The gift my wife leaves in the shower drain for me to clean. Yeah, that's basically it. Every once in a while, gotta pull out the hair snake. Yeah, I hear you, Aunt. Just relax. Oh no, this thing's not. Okay, Aunt. I don't know how to play this, so hold on. This went with it. This came with this.
No, it comes with the box.
Okay, so where's the cartridge? Where's the thing that goes in here?
Wait, I got it.
You drive me nuts. So this thing's not even for this? This is like a little Game Boy thing? Oh my God, Anthony, you drive me insane, bro. Like, you drive me so batty. First of all, this has to charge. Is there battery in it? Yeah. The battery's in it. So where's the box? Where's the stuff? No, I suspect it's more than 3.
One, two, three. There's 3. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3.
like it.
Yeah, here's the other games.
Fucking lip is burning. And I don't know. Set to officially resign from Congress. Remember, she did that whole thing. I'm resigning. I'm quitting. Cool. They did this piece, which I don't love. However, there was at least one nugget that came out of that conversation that's worth talking about. Annette Sparks talking about her fractured relationship with Donald Trump. They used to love each other. I mean, she certainly seemed to worship the ground he walked on. And then pretty suddenly, they were not cool anymore. And it felt like it'd have to take something in particular, for her especially, to be like, I can't do this anymore. So what was the bridge too far? Well, according to her, it was the Epstein documents, which we kind of already knew. But she said that her defense of the survivors of sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and threat to disclose identities of some of the men who abused them broke her relationship with President Trump, who said his, quote, friends will get hurt, close quote, if she went through with it.
I mean, I can hear
the
myself
bridge too far
here,
for someone who is pretty morally devoid was when he said, hey, I got friends on that list, and I don't want bad stuff to happen to them. So if you voted for Donald Trump because you believed he was going to out the elite pedophiles, this is your come to Jesus moment because they are his friends. He does business with them and they make him money. He cares about them more than the American people, more than the survivors of Epstein for sure. So let me ask you, if this was the reason, are you still Team Trump? So the New York Times did a profile piece on Marjorie Taylor Greene, who on January 5th is set to officially resign from Congress. Remember, she did that whole thing. I'm resigning. I'm quitting. Cool. They did this piece, which I don't love. However, there was at least one nugget that came out of that conversation that's worth talking about. And that is the parts talking about Donald Trump.
Okay, let's meet this guy. I should be just talking like this. I shouldn't have to really talk at an elevated level for me to get my fucking point across. Hello, 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 hello. Ba 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 booey. Ba 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 booey. Da 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 da. Oh, I gotta turn the gain all the way up. I shouldn't have to really talk at an elevated level for me to get my fucking point across. Hello, 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 hello. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Okay, now that it gains all the way up, let's just talk normal tone. This is a test for normal tone. Oh, normal tone. Okay, now that it gains all the way up, let's just talk normal tone. This is a test for normal tone. Oh, normal tone. Whoa. Alright. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. It's still... Whoa. Whoa. Down, 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 down. Da 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 da. Okay, we'll go a little bit higher than that. Right? Okay. Okie dokie. Is that okay with you people? Alright. As long as we're not hitting the red too much, we're good. You see it? You see it? Oh my god, do you see it? Yes. Oh. Hitty, 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 hitty. Oh. Da 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 da.
We'll celebrate the future hand in hand. The future is coming.
So in 3 years, how much have you made?
I think last time I checked, it was at $95 million.
Holy fuck.
Wow. NBA contracts are like 100.
OnlyFans takes 20%.
It's a
max.
It's a max contract.
But I genuinely, like, that is genuinely
What's been
how
your
much I
biggest
made.
month?
I think my biggest month was $5 million.
So in 3 years, how much have you made?
I think last time I checked, it was at $95 million.
Holy fuck.
Wow. NBA contracts are like 100.
OnlyFans takes 20%. It's a max.
You leave me and my boy alone. Doesn't make sense to me. It's either me For my boy! Will, what's wrong? Will, I've got an idea. Can we turn these off and do a little PTSD from season 1? Hell, I'm going in there myself. No one can stop me. Have you ever seen me look slightly relaxed in any episode of Stranger Things? No! Give me my boy, so please, just leave me alone. Leave me and my boys alone! Maybe, just maybe, if we enter the Fluxionator, maybe we can get to the other side of Hive Mind. Hopper, do we really need to be doing this? There hasn't been one episode where I haven't been anxious and shaky and worried about my boy. You leave me and my boy alone. Doesn't make sense to me. It's either me or my boy. Will, what's wrong? Will, I've got an idea. Can we turn these off and do a little PTSD from season 1? Hell, I'm going in there myself. No one can stop me. Have you ever seen me look slightly relaxed in any episode of Stranger Things? No! Give me my boy, so please, just leave me alone. Leave me and my boys alone! Maybe, just maybe, if we enter the Fluxionator, maybe we can get to the other side of Hive Mind. Hopper, do we really need to be doing this? There hasn't been one episode where I haven't been anxious and shaky and worried about my boy. You leave me and my boy alone. Doesn't make sense to me. It's either me or my boy. Will, what's wrong? Will, I've got an idea.
Okay, setting up playground. Connect your playground to the TV. Did it. Plug your playground to power. Did it. Follow instructions on screen.
Hell,
There is no
I'm going in there myself. No one can stop me. Have you ever seen me look slightly relaxed in any episode of Stranger Things? No! Give me my boy, so please, just leave me alone. Leave me and my boys alone! Maybe, just maybe, if we enter the Fluxionator, maybe we can get to the other side of Hive Mind. Hopper, do we really need to be doing this? There hasn't been one episode where I haven't been anxious and shaky and worried about my boy. You leave me and my boy alone. Doesn't make sense to me. It's either me or my boy.
Ah, you bastard.
Will, what's wrong? Will, I've got an idea. Can we turn these off and do a little PTSD from season 1? Hell, I'm going in there myself. No one can stop me.
Move this back.
Have you ever seen
Move this
me
back.
look
Watch out.
slightly relaxed in any episode of Stranger Things? No!
Hold on.
Give me my boy, so please, just leave me alone. Leave me and my boys alone! Maybe, just maybe, if we enter the Fluxionator, maybe we can get to the other side of Hive Mind. Hopper, do we really need to be doing this? There hasn't been one episode where I haven't been anxious and shaky and worried about my boy. You leave me and my boy alone. Doesn't make sense to me. It's either me or my boy. Will, what's wrong? Will, I've got an idea. Can we turn these off and do a little PTSD from season 1? Hell, I'm going in there myself. No one
Okay,
can stop me.
Just relax. We're playing this.
Have you ever seen me look slightly relaxed in any episode of Stranger Things? No! Give me my boy, so please, just leave me alone. Leave me and my boys alone!
No.
Just maybe, if we
Hold on.
enter
Sorry, I'm
the
putting this down. You
Fluxionator,
guys can't see my
maybe we
password.
can get to the other side of Hive Mind. Hopper,
Why do they do that?
really need to be doing this? There hasn't been one episode where I haven't been anxious and shaky and worried about my boy. You leave me and my boy alone. Doesn't make sense to me. It's either me or my boy. Will, what's wrong? Will, I've got an idea. Could you turn these off and get a little PTSD from season 1? I'm going in there myself. No one can stop me. Have you ever seen me look slightly relaxed in any episode of Stranger Things? No! Give me my boy, so please, just leave me alone. Leave me and my boys alone. Maybe, just maybe, if we enter the Fluxionator, maybe we can get to the other side of Hive Mind. Papa, do we really need to be doing this? There hasn't been one episode where I haven't been anxious and shaky and worried about my boy. You leave me and my boy alone. Doesn't make sense to me. It's either me or my boy. Will, what's wrong? Will, I've got an idea. Could you turn these off and get a little PTSD from season 1?
Up to...
I'm going in there myself. No one can stop me. Have you ever seen me look slightly relaxed in any episode of Stranger Things? No! Give me my boy, so please, just leave me alone. Leave me and my boys alone. Maybe, just maybe, if we enter the Fluxionator, maybe we can get to the other side.
Come on, man. No, it's not funny, Aunt.
Hopper, do we really
This is
need to
getting
be doing
annoying.
this? There hasn't been one
Trying again.
episode where I haven't been anxious and shaky and worried about my boy. You leave me and my boy alone. Doesn't make sense to me. It's either me or my boy. Will, what's wrong? Will, I've got an
It is.
idea.
It's a baby J.
Could you turn these off and get a little PTSD from season 1? I'm going in there myself. No one can stop me. Have you ever seen me look slightly relaxed in any episode of Stranger Things? No! Give me my boy, so please, just leave me alone. Leave me and my boys alone. Maybe, just maybe, if we enter the Flux.
So, what is it?
Chicken.
Mr. Kowski, Mr. Brewer.
Thank you, Mr. Castor. On behalf of Lanny Brewer and myself, we do have some preliminary remarks that we would like to make. Mr. Smith is committed to providing information to this committee about the work of the Special Counsel's Office, while following all laws and rules restricting a former prosecutor's ability to disclose certain information. To that end, we appreciate the committee's assistance in working with the Department of Justice to provide Mr. Smith with authorization and clarification on the parameters around Mr. Smith's testimony today. Of course, some restrictions remain on Mr. Smith's testimony, two of which I would like to highlight before we begin. First, as the committee is aware, in its letter of December 11th, 2025, the Justice Department admonished Mr. Smith that he is not authorized to divulge information that is prohibited by law or courts, including that which is subject to Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 6E. It is our understanding from communications with the committee and the Justice Department that DOJ is interpreting a matter under Rule 6E to be limited to the inner workings of the grand jury. On a call with committee staff and with the Department of Justice on December 11th to discuss the scope and application of grand jury secrecy requirements, Assistant Attorney General Patrick Davis agreed with Mr. Castor's statement that based on DOJ's authorization letter and its interpretation of Rule 6E, it would be virtually impossible for DOJ to prosecute Mr. Smith for violating grand jury secrecy restrictions. Second, according to the Justice Department, discussion of Volume 2 of the Special Counsel's report and any information or conclusions in Volume 2 or in drafts thereof is specifically prohibited by Judge Cannon's January 21st, 2025 order. This morning, just over an hour ago, the Department of Justice sent us an email affirming its view that Judge Cannon's order applies to Mr. Smith and that it precludes him from disclosing any non-public information that may be contained in Volume 2, including, but not limited to, interview transcripts, search warrant materials, business records, toll records, video footage, records obtained by grand jury subpoenas, attorney-client communications, and potential Rule 404B evidence. This restriction significantly limits Mr. Smith's ability to discuss the classified documents case. Nevertheless, Mr. Smith is committed to doing his best to answering questions consistent with the department's guidance. And I ask that that email from the Department of Justice that was sent earlier this morning be made part of the record.
That'll be Exhibit 5.
Thank you. I also want to clarify that the email from the Department of Justice says that Mr. Smith can disclose information in answering questions where that information is in the public record and has been made publicly available through authorized means. And I want to specifically cite that language because yesterday the Department of Justice disclosed to Senator Grassley some emails related to the execution of the search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. I anticipate that those emails may be used during today's deposition and that Mr. Smith may be asked questions about that search warrant and the probable cause supporting the search warrant that was signed by a judge in the Southern District of Florida. And I just want to confirm our understanding that because those emails were released by the Department of Justice to Chairman Grassley, everyone here has a mutual understanding that those emails were made publicly available through authorized means.
And we would concur with that. In our discussion with the Justice Department, and it was in the context of the member toll records subpoenas, they indicated that documents that are in the public realm are fair game for discussion and don't apply to the 6E prohibition, the disclosure of 6E material. And we would further acknowledge that if Senator Grassley posted these materials on his official website, that is an authorized release. I mean, these are materials that were produced to the House and the Senate, and if Senator Grassley posted them publicly, they are certainly part of the public record.
Thank you, Mr. Castor. We are in agreement.
Mr. Castor, can I just note one thing for the record, that counsel for the minority have not been involved in any of the discussions that Mr. Kosky just discussed between the Judiciary Committee and Department of Justice. I just want to make that clear for the record.
All right. Noted.
Thank you. My understanding is that if, for whatever reason, the questions today move into an area that we believe Mr. Smith cannot answer because of some legal restriction, we have reached an agreement with the committee staff that we will raise our concern in the moment to see if we can navigate around the restrictions. And if we are unable, we will move on to another topic and then revisit that issue during a break or at the end of the day. Yes.
Just to augment what my partner said, we had proposed to the Department of Justice that it have a lawyer here present today so that if any issue came up, we could immediately resolve it because Mr. Smith is committed to answering every question he can lawfully. The Department of Justice chose not to have a lawyer here today.
Thank you. Finally, I feel compelled to make an observation about the risks of participating in this deposition. The most powerful person in the world has said that Mr. Smith should be in jail because of his work as special counsel. Not because Jack did anything wrong, but because he had the audacity to follow the facts and the law and apply them to that powerful person. And through its actions, this Justice Department has demonstrated its eagerness to follow President Trump's orders despite the facts and the law. Yesterday, the President's Chief of Staff is reported to have confirmed in interviews that the President is indeed pursuing criminal prosecutions against his perceived adversaries as part of a retribution campaign. In the face of those threats, Mr. Smith appears today undaunted, comforted by the knowledge that not only did he do nothing wrong, he conducted his work as special counsel with integrity, impartiality, and an uncompromising commitment to the rule of law. If the committee will allow, Mr. Smith has some remarks that he would like to share.
Okay, but before that, I would just note from Exhibit 4, the December 11th Justice Department letter, they specifically say, at the last paragraph on page 2, as to your question about the department's recent disclosure to Congress of certain internal communications considering whether to authorize toll record subpoenas, which Congress publicly released on November 25th, 2025, you are correct that the department does not believe that the specific materials it produced to Congress are covered by 6E for the reasons described above.
Thank you, Mr. Castor. That's helpful. We are in agreement on that. My concern is that that doesn't address Judge Cannon's order, which the department has said Mr. Smith is still bound by because the toll record subpoenas were not part of the classified documents case. And so Judge Cannon's order is a separate legal restriction that exists independent of Rule 6E.
Okay, and I would just note on our call with the Justice Department, their position was, of course he can talk about it if it's in the public realm. And that admonition from the department was not limited to the toll records question or something in Judge Cannon.
Thank you.
Mr. Smith, you had some remarks as well?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss my work as special counsel. I was taught as a young prosecutor to follow the facts and the law, and to do so without fear or favor, to do the right thing the right way for the right reasons. For nearly 3 decades, I've been a career prosecutor. I've served during both Republican and Democratic administrations, and I've been guided by those principles in every role I've held. I continued to honor those principles when I was appointed to serve as special counsel in November of 2022. The decision to bring charges against President Trump was mine, but the basis for those charges rests entirely with President Trump and his actions, as alleged in the indictments returned by grand juries in 2 different districts. Our investigation developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in a criminal scheme to overturn the results of the 2020 election and to prevent the lawful transfer of power. Our investigation also developed powerful evidence that showed that President Trump willfully retained highly classified documents after he left office in January of 2021, storing them at his social club, including in a ballroom and a bathroom. He then repeatedly tried to obstruct justice to conceal his continued retention of those documents. I remain grateful for the counsel, judgment, and advice of my team as I executed my responsibilities. I am both saddened and angered that President Trump has sought revenge against career prosecutors, FBI agents, and support staff simply for doing their jobs and for having worked on those cases. These dedicated public servants are the best of us, and they have been wrongly vilified and improperly dismissed from their jobs. I made my decisions in the investigation without regard to President Trump's political association, activities, beliefs, or candidacy in the 2024 presidential election. We took our actions based on the facts and the law, the very lessons I learned early in my career as a prosecutor. We followed Justice Department policies and observed legal requirements. The timing and speed of our work reflects the strength of the evidence and our confidence that we would have secured convictions at trial. If asked whether to prosecute a former president based on the same facts today, I would do so regardless of whether that president was a Republican or a Democrat. Recent narratives about my team's work are false and misleading, including stories about our collection of toll records. Toll records were sought for historical telephone routing information, collected after calls had taken place, identifying the incoming and outgoing call numbers, the time of the calls and their duration. Toll records do not include the content of calls. Those records were lawfully subpoenaed and were relevant to complete a comprehensive investigation. January 6th was an attack on the structure of our democracy in which over 140 heroic law enforcement officers were assaulted. Over 160 individuals later pled guilty to assaulting police that day. Exploiting that violence, President Trump and his associates tried to call members of Congress in furtherance of their criminal scheme, urging them to further delay certification of the 2020 election. I did not choose those members. President Trump did. I hope that my testimony today serves to correct these mischaracterizations about my work, and to that end, I welcome your questions.
Can we get a copy? Do you have another copy? We can get you a copy, yeah.
You just made some pretty definitive statements about, your belief that President Trump was guilty of these charges. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe we had proof beyond a reasonable doubt in both cases.
And doesn't the Justice Manual prohibit prosecutors from asserting that a defendant is guilty of something before a jury makes a determination?
When a case is pending, yes.
Okay, and so you think you're free from that, from the Justice Manual rules, once a case is dismissed?
No, I think that it's important to state clearly the amount of evidence we had and the basis for why we proceeded. Why we proceeded as we did is because we had a strong case, as I set forth in the final report.
But your final report makes what seems to be conclusive determinations of President Trump's guilt, as opposed to laying out simply the facts and the evidence that you have. I mean, you draw those conclusions that, in your view, he's guilty. Is that not the case?
Well, to be clear, the cases were never tried. We were never put to our burden before a jury, so we didn't conclusively prove it. The reason the report was written the way it was written, and the reason I said what I just said, is because it was our belief that if we went to trial, we would prevail.
But your report differs, if you look at Special Counsel Herr's report and Special Counsel Mueller's report. The language that you use and the way you describe the things that you believe President Trump committed, is different. Herr was careful to use words like jurors could find or might, at most, would likely conclude, whereas the language you use is pretty definitive.
The Herr report states his assessment of the evidence. Mine does as well, and as I said, I feel and feel to this day that we had a very strong case, and so I communicated that.
Okay, but you would agree that it's the role of the jury, not the special counsel, to weigh the facts and determine guilt?
Ultimately, yes.
Okay. And then one other thing about you relating to your statement, and we'll get into this a little later on, but the toll record subpoenas for members of Congress we have some very serious concerns about acquiring these toll records, relating to senators and members of the House. I mean, members of the House and the Senate have protections under the Constitution that allows them speech or debate protections. And the toll record subpoenas, in our view, and if we had to litigate it, the House lawyers would take the position that those toll record subpoenas violated the speech or debate protections. And is that something you disagree with?
Yes.
Okay, and we'll get into that a little bit later. We first wrote to you on October 14th, inviting you to testify. And then we worked with the Justice Department and your counsel to make sure you had access to everything you needed to prepare for today. Did that occur? Did you have enough access to the information you need to prepare?
Yes.
Okay, so we asked the Justice Department to make all your files available, to allow you to go to the Justice Department whenever you wanted to, with your lawyers, whoever you wanted to. And I just wanted to confirm that you had the opportunity to review whatever you needed in your files before today.
Yes, we reviewed the files.
Okay.
That's correct.
There might be an issue with classified materials. We don't intend to ask you anything about anything classified. Obviously, if your security clearance is no longer valid, there's an issue on that front. But everything except classified information was supposed to be made available to you, and I just want to confirm that that was the case.
I'm not sure if everything was. For example, the emails of people on my staff. I'm not sure I had access to that, but we did spend, consistent with what you said, time at the Department of Justice, and we had the opportunity to review files.
And that access was made available early, like November 10th, if I'm not mistaken, and I think you guys started reviewing it somewhat shortly thereafter?
That sounds about right.
Okay. You have referenced in your pleadings, I believe, and also in public statements you've made, the famous Robert Jackson speech entitled "The Federal Prosecutor" that he delivered at the second annual conference of the United States Attorneys in 1940. You're familiar with the Robert Jackson speech?
I am, yes.
Okay. And this is widely available on the internet. I didn't make copies for everybody. Everybody can Google it right now as long as your phones are working. And I'm just going to flag some things that Robert Jackson said and just get your reaction to see if you agree with it or not. He says in the second sentence, "The prosecutor has more control over life, liberty, and reputation than any other person in America. His discretion is tremendous." Do you agree with that?
I agree that prosecutors have a lot of discretion, yes.
Jackson stated, "While the prosecutor at his best is one of the most beneficent forces in our society, when he acts from malice or other base motives, he is one of the worst." Do you agree with that?
I do.
On page 4 of his remarks, in the penultimate paragraph, Attorney General Jackson states, "What every prosecutor is practically required to do is to select the cases for prosecution and to select those in which the offense is the most flagrant, the public harm the greatest, and the proof the most certain." Would you agree with that?
Yes.
If a prosecutor is obliged to choose his cases, it follows that he can choose his defendants. Therein is the most dangerous power of the prosecutor, that he will pick people he thinks he should get, rather than pick cases that need to be prosecuted. With the law books filled with a great assortment of crimes, a prosecutor stands a fair chance of finding at least a technical violation of some act on the part of almost anyone. In such a case, it's not a question of discovering the commission of a crime and then looking for the man who committed it. It is a question of picking the man and then searching the law books or putting investigators to work to pin some offenses on him. Do you agree with that?
I do, I think, yes.
Okay. It is here that law enforcement becomes personal, and the real crime becomes that of being unpopular with the predominant or governing group, being attached to the wrong political views, or being personally obnoxious to or in the way of the prosecutor himself. Do you agree that that is a concern?
These are principles, and I agree with these principles.
Okay. In times of fear or hysteria, political, racial, religious, social, and economic groups, often from the best of motives, cry for the scalps of individuals or groups because they do not like their views. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
He concludes by saying the qualities of a good prosecutor are as elusive and as impossible to define as those which mark a gentleman. And those who need to be told would not understand it anyway. A sensitiveness to fair play and sportsmanship is perhaps the best protection against the abuse of power. And the citizen's safety lies in the prosecutor who tempers zeal with human kindness, who seeks truth and not victims, who serves the law and not factional purposes, and who approaches his task with humility. Do you agree with that?
Fully.
And do you think during the pendency of your special counsel work that you tried to live up to those standards?
I do.
Was there ever a prospect after you were appointed special counsel when you thought maybe you would not bring an indictment against President Trump?
Absolutely. When I took this case, I did not know enough about the facts or the law to have a judgment about whether we should proceed in either case, both cases, or neither case. I used my time when I was appointed to get up to speed on the facts and the law, but if the facts and the law did not justify going forward in this case, I would have been perfectly comfortable in doing that, as I have throughout my career in cases involving political figures when I was in public integrity and throughout my career. So I did not have a preconceived outcome in mind when I took this job.
Was there any point where you and your prosecutors that formed your team debated not bringing charges against the president?
Of course. I mean, that is the process of being a prosecutor, is you are analyzing evidence, you're collecting facts, and you're debating whether it's what the facts mean, the inferences to be drawn from the facts, or debating what the law is, and whether you can prove what you think is happening here or not. And so that was a continual process to decide if in fact we could go forward. And that, again, just to be clear, that is a process that I have undergone in my career personally and with prosecutors I've supervised.
When was the decision made that you believed you needed to move forward with both indictments, both in Florida and D.C.?
Well, so the decision wasn't made at the same time. To the best of my recollection, in both cases, the final decision was shortly before we sought indictment.
Okay. In June of 2023, you had a meeting with the Attorney General to present a prosecution memo and basically asking for his blessing to bring the indictments. Is that correct?
We did have a meeting, and I think it was around that time. I didn't think about it as his blessing. I was presenting what I intended to do, and he had the ability to countermand that if he wanted to.
Okay. But certainly you couldn't bring an indictment without his authorization.
He could block me from doing that. That's correct.
Okay. And during that June 2023 meeting with the Attorney General, did you guys discuss both indictments, potential indictments, or just the Florida indictment or just the D.C. indictment?
If it was, I don't have a specific recollection of dates, and so you can check me on public records, but I believe by late June, the classified documents case had already been indicted.
Okay.
So, again, this is my recollection, but that would have been, a discussion in late June would have likely been about just the elections case,
Okay.
if it was about an indictment.
Okay. And the Attorney General in the June meeting, it's been reported that he expressed some reservations about the D.C. case. Is that correct?
I had several meetings with the Attorney General about both cases, and in those meetings, we regularly discussed legal issues, factual issues, things of that nature. Never in those meetings did he tell me I couldn't or shouldn't go forward or should go forward. It was more talking through with another experienced lawyer the legal issues present in the cases, as well as if I was going to go forward, how to best frame those.
Okay. Coming out of the June meeting, it's been reported that he asked you to spend some time with the Solicitor General to review the D.C. case. Is that correct?
Again, I don't recall specific conversations. What I can share with you is we consulted with the Solicitor General regularly during my time as special counsel. That was a choice I made. We wanted to make sure not only that we got the facts right, but that we got the law right as well. And so I would be surprised if the first time I consulted with the Solicitor General would have been in late June. That would surprise me.
Okay, but you did have a one-on-one meeting with the Solicitor General in person?
I've met the Solicitor General in person. My recollection is most often it would be members of my senior staff speaking with her staff about these legal issues. I did have conversations with her as well, but the majority of that was her staff and my staff speaking about things.
Okay.
This gaming PC is
As
half.
It's been reported, the Attorney General at the time was concerned that the proposed indictment or the proposed prosecution plan, may have relied too heavily on statements that the president had made and infringed on his free speech if you were going to prosecute him for it. Is that fair?
As I sit here right now, I can't remember specific conversations. I do remember that we knew that a sort of First Amendment defense would be part of the case, and I think when I mentioned to you earlier about how to frame the case, we want to make clear that this was not about trying to interfere with anyone's First Amendment rights, that this was a fraud, and as you know, under Supreme Court precedent, fraud is not protected by the First Amendment, and so in my mind it was important to make that clear in the indictment, and that's why when we litigated this issue before the district court, we prevailed.
But the president's statements that he believed the election was rife with fraud, those certainly are statements that are protected by the First Amendment, correct?
Absolutely not if they are made to target a lawful government function and they are made with knowing falsity. No, they're not. That was my point about fraud not being protected by the First Amendment.
I mean, there's a long list of disputed elections. I mean, the election of 1800, 1960, year 2000, where candidates believe they were wronged by because they lost. And there's a long history of candidates speaking out about they believe there's been fraud, there's been other problems with the integrity of the election process. And I think you would agree that those types of statements are sort of at the core of the First Amendment rights of a presidential candidate. Right?
Look at your face.
There is no historical analog for what President Trump did in this case. As we said in the indictment, he was free to say that he thought he won the election. He was even free to say falsely that he won the election. But what he was not free to do was violate federal law and use knowingly false statements about election fraud to target a lawful government function. That he was not allowed to do. And that differentiates this case from any past history.
A lot of these statements, though, people come into the Oval Office. I mean, the president isn't conducting his own due diligence. He is receiving people in his office that are telling him these things, whether it be Rudy Giuliani, whether it be John Eastman, whether it be Jeffrey Clark, whether it be Sidney Powell.
Everything in a drawer
and
pretend
for the most part, he is just receiving this information and
why is your iPad
his
on the
statements
floor?
are almost just regurgitating what these people have told him. I mean, isn't that the case?
Oh, no.
No, and in fact, one of the strengths of our case and why we felt we had such strong proof is our witnesses were not going to be political enemies of the president. They were going to be political allies. We had numerous witnesses who would say, I voted for President Trump. I campaigned for President Trump. I wanted him to win. The Speaker of the House in Arizona, the Speaker of the House in Michigan. We had an elector in Pennsylvania who is a former congressman who is going to be an elector for President Trump, who said that what they were trying to do was an attempt to overthrow the government and illegal.
This is not fair.
Our case was built on, frankly, Republicans who put their allegiance to the country before the party. And so
I have a heart
the president got information from people he trusted on other issues.
Hello.
He rejected it
Get
whenever
up.
it didn't fit.
Hello.
Him
Time for
sitting in
wakey
office.
wakey.
And there was a pattern in our
Eggs and
case
bakey.
where anytime any information
Hello.
came in that would mean he could no longer be president, he would reject it. And any theory, no matter how far-fetched, no matter how not based in law, that would indicate that he could, he latched onto that. And we were confident that we had very strong proof of that pattern. He also, I would just add, very consciously did not try to reach out to the sort of people who have the most expertise on these issues. He reached out to people who he thought could back him up.
Yeah, but let's be honest. The president doesn't reach out to anyone. People are brought to him. I mean, he doesn't, like, the people you mentioned that you were going to call a trial, those aren't, some, Pennsylvania Republican official. I mean, that's not somebody who was in the Oval Office communicating with the president.
Well,
Fair, right?
Well, with respect to the Arizona Speaker of the House, that is someone the president reached out to. He also reached out to governors. He reached out to the governor of Arizona. He reached out, and again, Republicans, his allies. Our case was a case in which the president was preying on the party allegiance of people who supported him. And these are, again, the record is rife with examples of him reaching out to those people, inviting them to the White House. And another example, sir, is the folks from Michigan. He invited them to the White House. They told him, you lost because you underperformed with educated females. They told him that when he brought them there. And again, our case was filled with examples of that.
Were you planning on calling John Eastman as a witness?
I do not believe we would have, but we would have welcomed if the defense called him.
Okay. It gets tricky, though, for the defense to call him because the people like Eastman and Clark and, Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, I mean, they were shrouded by the special counsel as, co-conspirators 1 through 6. And so they all feared that they were going to be prosecuted if they said anything. Isn't that fair?
Well, they were co-conspirators. I can't get into what was in their mind or not. I can tell you some of the co-conspirators met with us in proffers and did interviews with us. And so the idea that someone like Rudy Giuliani, who sat with a proffer for us, he was available as a witness, and we would have welcomed President Trump calling him as a witness. Boris Epstein sat for an interview with us. We would have welcomed calling him as a witness. Kenneth Chesborough would have welcomed it.
Why didn't you charge any of those folks?
I'm sorry?
Why didn't you charge any of those co-conspirators?
As we stated in the final report, we analyzed the evidence against different co-conspirators. My staff determined that we did have evidence to charge people at a certain point in time. I had not made final determinations about that at the time that President Trump won re-election, meaning that our office was going to be closed down.
Right. You've had a 30-year career as a prosecutor. You've prosecuted gang members, right?
Yes.
You've prosecuted organized crime members, right?
Not as much.
But surely one of the fundamental principles of prosecutorial work is you work from the bottom up, and you try to get as many fact witnesses to work with you. And a lot of times those fact witnesses have criminal liability, and a lot of times those lower fact witnesses, the smaller fish, are almost always they're either prosecuted or they are given an immunity because they fear they're going to be prosecuted. But here you didn't, you kept laser focused only on President Trump.
2 points. One, as I said, we were considering prosecutions of these people, and I think I don't want to say what the ultimate conclusion would have been, but that was something that was being considered. The second thing I think to understand contextually is this was a case where the issue was how to present it in a concise way. We had so many witnesses, again, so many witnesses who were allies of President Trump available to us to testify. This was not a case where we needed more witnesses. It was a case where we needed to be able to present the case in a streamlined way because there was so much evidence.
In this book by the Washington Post reporters on page 310, you're familiar with this book. Have you read it? It's called Injustice by Lenig and Davis.
No, I have not read it.
Are you familiar with it?
I have not seen it. I mean, I saw that it came out in the news, but I have not read
Okay.
it.
Did you cooperate with the book? Did you talk to Carol Lenig or Aaron Davis?
They reached out to my counsel. I did not speak to them.
And did you ever speak with them during your tenure at the Justice Department?
No.
Anyway, they report, and you know these are reporters. They get some things wrong. They called Chairman Jordan the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. They said Speaker
Trump's
McCarthy
lawyers.
voted
I love them so
in favor of the second impeachment.
Because their only
And,
job
I can
is
confirm that
to
it's
grill
just
him.
laughably inaccurate. And so reporters get
he's
things,
gonna crack under
wrong.
pressure or
And so,
This guy,
if that's the case,
no matter what you personally
please flag it. But in the book on 310,
he was just doing a job.
the reporters write, as each new tranche of information
There
about
was
fake
a
electors
law
came in, members of Smith's
that
team intermittently raised the
was
idea of
broken.
opening separate case files on
He
Giuliani,
investigated.
Eastman, and others. Each time, however,
What?
Smith dismissed the
And-
idea.
and
He said
what?
he did not want the office getting bogged down in
I
potentially
see it.
prosecuting
I'm
those around
sitting
Trump.
down. I'm watching something.
Is that?
I don't think that's accurate. I did make the
I'm not
decision
playing a
that
two-player
the
game.
first case
Play
we
the
brought was going to
one-player
be
game.
Donald
Go
Trump, and
back
I
to the
was
menu
aware,
and play the
that there was
one-player game,
evidence
man.
against other people.
I just played the game with you
but I
for
don't
like
think that
30 minutes,
characterization is
and my head
accurate.
hurts now. So,
You know, people with different views than you can say,
no, stop.
Special counsel's office is only interested.
What
in
are you
prosecuting
touching? You don't
President
even know
Trump
what menu
because
you're
an
going
election's
through. You
coming
just
up and
enabled
he's
something.
going to be the Republican nominee, and the special counsel works for.
Play the
Democratic president.
one-player
The
game.
special counsel works for a Democratic attorney general.
Go back in the menu.
And so,
Oh my
the special
God.
counsel's laser focus on President Trump is simply to prevent him from, either being the party's nominee or being a successful party's nominee, or at the very least, keeping him off the campaign trail. How do you respond to that?
All of that is false, and I'll say a few things. The first is the evidence here made clear that President Trump was, by a large measure, the most culpable and most responsible person in this conspiracy. These crimes were committed for his benefit. The attack that happened at the Capitol as part of this case does not happen without him. The other co-conspirators were doing this for his benefit. So in terms of why we would pursue a case against him, I entirely disagree with any characterization that our work was in any way meant to hamper him in the presidential election. I would never take orders from a political leader to hamper another person in an election. That's not who I am, and I think people who know me and my experience over 30 years would find that laughable.
So did you develop evidence that President Trump, was responsible for the violence at the Capitol on January 6th?
So our view of the evidence was
There you go.
that he caused it,
Listen,
and that
I'm
he
not mean,
exploited
I'm not
it,
nasty.
and that it
I
was
just don't
foreseeable
put up
to
with
him.
stupid shit.
But you don't have any evidence that he instructed
My son,
people
he
to
understands
crash
every
and
word
crash the
you
Capitol,
say
do
to
you?
him. I'm not
As
speaking
I said,
in any
our
other
evidence
language.
is that he, in the weeks leading up to January 6th, created
Listen, I could be the funnest guy in the world,
level
but you
of
have
distrust.
that patience.
He
You know?
used that
I know
level
that's
of
hard for a
distrust
kid,
to get
but
people to believe fraud claims that weren't true.
He has to learn that.
He made false
What he has
statements
going on isn't
to state
more important than
legislators,
the
to
outside
his supporters,
world, and it's become
in
the
all sorts
hardest
of
thing for me.
contexts, and was aware in the days leading up to January 6th
Listen,
that
I have autism myself.
his supporters
I
were
can't-
angry
there's
when he
certain
invited them,
things I don't
and
mesh with
then he
with normal
directed them to the Capitol. Once they were at the
he
Capitol,
has
and
his
once
own,
the
so.
attack on the Capitol happened, he refused to stop it.
Day by day.
He instead issued a tweet that without question in my mind, endangered the life of his
No,
of his
Ant,
own
I'm
vice
sitting
president.
down.
And when the violence was going on, he had to be pushed repeatedly by his staff
No,
members
thank you.
to do anything to quell it. And then even afterwards, he directed co-conspirators to make calls to members of Congress, people who were his political allies, to further delay the proceedings.
Chicken patties. Can't wait.
Did you sought gag orders in both the Florida case and the DC case, is that correct?
We sought an order in the DC case under rule, I think it's 57.2, and we did that because Donald Trump was making statements that were endangering witnesses, intimidating witnesses, endangering members of my staff, endangering court staff. As you might remember, in the right around when the indictment was released, he
No, I'm
issued
good,
a
Ant.
tweet
Thank
saying,
you.
"If
I don't want
come
to play
after
right
me,
now.
I'll
That
come
gave
after
me a
you."
headache.
He called
too
in a tweet,
tall.
He called General Mark Milley a
for
traitor
kids.
and mentioned that what he'd done in olden times, people would be put to death. As a result of the things he was saying, the judge in this case was received vile death threats. And with respect to DC, both the district court and the Court of Appeals, a panel of judges, found that his actions were in fact causing what we said they caused. They were causing witnesses to be intimidated and endangering people. And I believe it was the Court of Appeals also found that in addition to intimidating or chilling witnesses who existed, it would chill witnesses who had not yet come forward because they'd afraid that they would be next. So yes, we did file that, and I make no apologies for that.
I mean, which witnesses do you think he would have intimidated? I mean, are there any specific witnesses did you identify for the court?
We did a filing. I don't recall the specifics in that filing right now, but as I said, one of the issues from my perspective was not only the witnesses who he had specifically called out and caused threats to be issued, this phenomena that was found by both courts, it was the result of that is that a rational witness who maybe had not come forward would be completely afraid to because they would see that they would be next. And I think both courts agreed with that.
Well, I mean, the Circuit Court of Appeals ultimately slimmed down the gag order, isn't that correct?
It did, yes.
And what was the difference between the gag order you proposed and Judge Chutkan agreed to and the final gag order that the DC Circuit approved?
Okay, I'm going to go off my recollection. I know one of the differences was him making threatening statements towards me personally was no longer was allowed. I think in the district court in our application, we thought that shouldn't be allowed. I will share with you that I told my staff that it was much more important to me that he not be able to issue threats to court staff and my staff than me. And so the Court of Appeals did narrow it in that way. And as I'm sitting here now, I'm not debating you that they narrowed it. I just can't remember these specific details.
Okay.
But the phenomena, they concurred that the phenomena I'm describing to you today was real and it had real world consequences.
18 United States Code 1512 deals with tampering with witnesses. Did you identify any violations of 18 U.S.C. 1512?
We did not bring any charges.
And did you allege that he violated any terms of his release?
We did not.
I want to turn to the member toll records topic. What's the difference between a subpoena for toll records and a 2703D order?
well, subpoena for toll records is non-content. Doesn't have any content, doesn't have like the header of, say, an email, things of that nature. Whereas I think if I'm correct in the terminology, I think a 2703D would be regarding emails and could have information like that.
Could have content?
Well, at least again, this is my recollection. I haven't looked at this issue in some time, but I think it means it's not content, but it could at least have, say, the header like of the message, like not the content of the message, but it might include the header.
Did you use any 2703D orders on members of Congress or senators or their staff?
I do not recall that at this time.
Did you use any pen registers? Like, maybe just walk us through what a pen register is and trap and trace.
Yeah, my understanding or my recollection is a pen register or trap and trace is a thing where you're watching who someone's calling going forward. Like, so, you know, if there was a trap and trace on my phone, it would see going forward from today who I called. And a pen register, I'm mixing up the terminology, but one is like calls in and the other one's calls out.
Okay. And did you use any of those techniques on members of Congress, senators, or their staff?
I don't recall anything like that.
Okay. And when you say you don't recall, it's you think the answer is no, but you don't. You're not able to give a definitive answer?
Yeah, I have nothing in my memory that tells me that we did anything like that.
Okay. And so with the toll record, so as it relates to members and their staff and senators, it's just the toll records as far as you remember?
That's my recollection.
Okay. And
well, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Before I was special counsel, the people who were working on one of the investigations did get a search warrant for the cell phone of one Congressman Perry.
Yes, we are very familiar with that. With the toll record subpoena, maybe just walk us through like what you get. You get the incoming, the telephone numbers that call a particular cell phone, right?
That's correct.
And you get the time that the call occurred.
Yes.
And you get the length of time of a call.
I believe that's correct.
Okay. And you also get the list of numbers that the outgoing. You get the incoming and the outgoing, right?
That's correct.
And is there any other information that the toll record subpoenas provide?
What? That is the what I understand is the major thing you're seeking to get with the toll record subpoena.
Okay. And when
It's a boy game, but
when you get one of these subpoenas, you just send it to the carrier, correct? Doesn't involve the judge.
The subpoena? Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Doesn't require a judge.
The only time a judge gets involved is if you're seeking a non-disclosure order. Is that right?
If it's a subpoena for toll records, that's correct.
Okay. And do you always seek is it the practice of your team to always seek the NDO?
Well, in this particular case, there was a grave risk of obstruction of justice, given the obstructive conduct of President Trump as is set forth, for example, in the indictment in Florida. President Trump tried to obstruct that case in multiple ways. As I mentioned earlier, in the litigation we had regarding 57.2, we had numerous instances of him attempting to, in our view, intimidate witnesses or keep them from cooperating. And so given that reality, we did seek non-disclosure orders for the toll record subpoenas you're talking about.
Okay. And ordinarily you just go to, how do you pick your judge for that when you're seeking the NDOs? Some of them were signed by the chief judge, and then others were signed by a Magistrate Judge David Baker, at least as it relates to the members. How do you pick the judge? Or do they pick it for you?
I don't know that we picked the judge. I have to say, in my role in this, I wouldn't have known that. I don't know that even a prosecutor can pick the judge, but I don't know what local practice in Washington D.C. would be on that.
I mean, sometimes I think Boasberg signed the NDOs for the senators, and then as it related to Speaker McCarthy and some of our members from the Judiciary Committee, it was the Magistrate Judge David Baker. And so you don't have any idea why the...
Well, a common practice in my experience as a prosecutor, certainly when I was a prosecutor in Brooklyn, is there'll be a duty judge or a duty magistrate, and so whoever has duty that day is who you go to.
Okay.
I just want to be clear, in this case, I don't have a recollection if that's how it works in DC, but it may well have been that way.
Okay. And these NDO orders, at least the ones we've seen, are all the same. Is that a fair statement?
I think they're usually very similar, yes.
Okay. And you submit a proposed order, correct, for the judge to sign?
That's correct.
And part of the language in this states that the court finds reasonable grounds to believe that such disclosure will result in flight from prosecution, destruction of or tampering with evidence, intimidation of potential witnesses, and serious jeopardy to the investigation. Is that something you remember?
Yes, those are the in the law, and the number is escaping me right now, but in the law that sets forth the reasons why you could get a non-disclosure order, I believe those are the different prongs, if you will, of that statute.
As it relates to members of Congress and senators and their staff, definitely their staff as well, I mean, that presents concern that we don't have an opportunity to, quash the subpoena. How did your office deal with that prospect?
Well, the nature, and I should also be clear that when you're getting an NDO, say for toll records, it's not based on an allegation that necessarily the person who has the phone number is personally going to obstruct the investigation. It's that if this gets out, people could obstruct the investigation. So I want to make that clear. Second point would be, you are correct in that inherent in getting an NDO is that at various times, people who might have arguments about why to quash a subpoena won't be able to make those arguments. In our investigation, this came up with Twitter. We wanted to get records from Twitter regarding President Trump. Twitter, and we applied for an NDO from the judge. Twitter refused to provide the records unless they could tell President Trump about that. And so we had litigation with this in the district court. The district court agreed that there are situations, and there was that Twitter argued that President Trump should be able to assert executive privilege over the records we wanted. And as a result of that litigation, the district court found that it was proper of us, given the level of obstruction in this case, to get that NDO. That decision by the district court was upheld by the Court of Appeals, and then that decision by the Court of Appeals, Twitter, my recollection is Twitter sought to get the Supreme Court to overrule that, and the Supreme Court refused to. And so I tell you all that to say...
And then you find them, right?
Well, actually, that's before. They refused to comply even after she ruled, and she set a schedule of fines, and so part of the appeal was...
You sought the fines, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
But the point of telling you that was that inherent in an NDO is it may be that certain arguments about why a subpoena should be quashed can't be made. So that happens, and I think there's a parallel in those situations.
When it comes to members of Congress, though, there are the speech or debate protections, which you totally sidestep. I mean, the toll records provide enormous, valuable information because it shows who a member of Congress, who a senator is taking calls from, and who they're calling. And if you map it up against the Senate or the House calendar, you can see what the inputs are to their legislative decision making, which is at the core of speech or debate. Do you agree with it?
My office and I personally take the protections of the speech or debate clause seriously. I think they're part of our Constitution. They're an important part of separation of powers. I think our respect for the speech or debate clause is evidenced by the litigation we engaged in this office. We conducted litigation with Congressman Perry and also Vice President Pence, taking that very seriously. And I would just also add that my office had folks who were really the department experts on speech or debate. And when we sought these subpoenas, we got approval from Public Integrity, who are the sort of keepers of that issue.
Yeah.
And they concurred in us getting these subpoenas.
They did, and we saw some of that email traffic, and I would respectfully disagree with their view of the speech or debate law, as you might imagine. When you sought these non-disclosure orders, the judge didn't know it was a member of Congress. Is that correct?
I don't think we identified that because I don't think that was department policy at the time.
And you had some litigation with, substantial litigation with Congressman Perry over the seizure of his phone, but you didn't have any litigation with us over the seizure of members of the Judiciary Committee's phones because we never knew about it.
That's correct.
Sorry, I just want to clarify. I think you said regarding the seizure of any senators' phones?
Representative Perry had his phone seized.
Yes, but are you suggesting that there was a seizure of a senator's phone?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
The only seizure I'm aware of is Congressman Perry. Do you know of any other seizures?
That's the one I recall.
Okay. So no other members of Congress, no other senator had their phone seized?
I don't recall.
Did you seek search warrants for the content of any, of the telephone calls or the content relies mostly to text messages? Did you seek a search warrant for the content of any text messages from members?
From members? No, I don't recall.
Okay, it was just toll records.
Correct.
Okay. But by not telling the members, by going through this NDO process, I mean, they didn't have an opportunity to litigate the speech or debate concerns.
That's correct.
And that's unfair, in our view.
I understand your position, and as I said before, we respect the speech or debate clause. I'm aware of no case in the Supreme Court or the DC Circuit that says that getting non-content toll records from a third party violates the speech or debate clause, particularly where, and I think an important point here is these records were not sought to use against members of Congress who were targets. The investigation we were conducting was of President Trump and his co-conspirators, who were all obviously not members of Congress, but also private, not even members of the White House.
I mean, the House and DOJ has a big disagreement on this. I mean, the William Jefferson case, you familiar with the Rayburn House Office Building case?
I am.
Okay. And so when issuing grand jury subpoenas for toll records, do you consider yourself bound by that opinion?
Yes, but I would say that opinion does not deal, that isn't a case where there was a search warrant of a congressman's office. That congressman was a target of the investigation. Right. The search warrant wasn't seeking non-content toll records. It was seeking the actual records, legislative material of the congressman to be used against that congressman.
I mean, this guy's good.
But I mean, the court in the Rayburn case concluded that there is a documentary non-disclosure privilege, not just a prohibition on the evidentiary use of that material against members.
Like that.
I'm not debating the Rayburn case exists. What I'm saying is in the Supreme Court or the DC Circuit, there is no case, that says non-content. Rayburn dealt with content. Non-content records, not secured from a member, but secured from a third party, are subject to the speech and debate clause. And if I may, the correspondence we talked about, that reading, which was the reading of my staff who are very familiar with this, was consistent with the department's position on those issues, and Public Integrity, which was sort of the keeper of this issue, concurred in our getting these subpoenas.
We're going to make an exhibit. We up to number 6?
Yes.
and this is some back and forth. What Exhibit 6 is going to be an email between your office and Public Integrity regarding the Senate, the toll records for the senators.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The relevant, these documents are helpfully not based.
Yeah. If you want to show me yours, I can look for it here.
Okay. This one.
So the department has, if you're has requirements for all prosecutors that, if you're gonna bring a tax prosecution, you have to consult with the tax division, right?
Correct.
If you're gonna bring a national security related case for classified mishandling of classified documents, you need the National Security Division to okay that, right?
Correct.
And as it relates to, sensitive political matters, the Attorney General has to okay, and there's been a series of memos, both from Attorney General Barr and Garland and so forth, correct?
Sensitive political matters, I'm not sure if that's the terminology. There's an election year sensitivities memo, and there's also regulations, specific regulations for specific situations, yes.
Right, and the FBI calls it a sensitive investigative matter, and, they need to get they can't do anything without getting the director of the FBI to okay, getting search warrants against members of Congress and so forth. Correct?
I'm not as familiar with the FBI regulations as the DOJ regulations.
But is public integrity, before you seek member toll records, is the hoop you have to jump through public integrity?
So it was from my office because I directed my staff to consult them anytime we were going to do that. I understand that was more of a practice and tradition. It's since become a specific requirement after these toll records were issued, but it was my policy to do that, and it was, again, consistent with my policy of wanting to sort of leverage the expertise in the department. So we did that.
Is this back and forth, and your staff had a memo that it, I think, basically put it in, and then public integrity responded to this message. Is that essentially the extent of the back and forth with public integrity?
I don't know that this is the extent of it. There's a line here that says, "As you are aware." That makes me think that there was also a telephone conversation, but I don't. Just to be clear, I don't have a specific recollection of that. I told my staff that in this situation, if we're going to seek these toll records, you need to consult with public integrity. As you can see from the email chain, I wasn't on that email chain.
Were there any other boxes you had to check? Did you have to tell the Attorney General or the DAG to get these toll records, or was it just you and public integrity?
My direction was to tell for our staff to go to public integrity. It may well have been that this is the sort of thing either I would have briefed the Attorney General on, or J.P. Cooney, who was our contact with the leadership of the department, may have told them about. But the thing that I was most concerned about was making sure public integrity, who was sort of the experts on this issue, that they were consulted.
I mean, this isn't, if you look at the email, it's not that fulsome, right? It's not a complete analysis of the constitutionality or even the propriety of the call record subpoenas under the speech or debate clause. I mean, is that fair to say?
Yes, certainly there could be more analysis, but again, I don't know if there was an additional conversation that it seemed. I'm drawing an inference. I don't recall this, but this seems to me to indicate there may have been an additional conversation.
So the email, from our perspective, it seems to be a cursory litigation risk assessment. It's not, you know, it doesn't raise the issues that we would raise if we were litigating the speech or debate matter. Because, I mean, our position is that the toll record subpoenas do violate speech or debate. I mean, if you get a list of all the people calling members of the Judiciary Committee before a floor vote, that is pretty core protected material. You know, this back and forth with public integrity doesn't address very much. Is that fair?
Well, again, I don't know if there were additional conversation or conversations. I also don't know, frankly, if this is the only email on this issue. So I don't think I would call it cursory. I think an important context here is that the people involved in this, including the people on this email chain, as well as one of my senior counselors, Ray Hulser, who is really the department's expert on these issues, that these are people with expertise in this area discussing it with one another.
But if you believe what the Washington Post reporters wrote in their book, you know, they say, according to their sources, that you were legendary for being dialed into, you know, every last detail of these cases. That you were, you know, they stopped short of calling you a micromanager, but they said that, you know, you looked at, you know, witness outlines, you know, 2 days before witness interviews. Is that fair?
I did that with outlines of interviews, yes.
And you had, you know, at points, you know, you had daily meetings with the teams, and you wanted to know, you know, every last detail of your case. Is that fair?
I try to be a responsible supervisor, yes.
But when it comes to taking the members of Congress, you know, phone records, you weren't as plugged into that. Is that fair?
No, I don't think that's fair.